Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Marvel, awakening the strengthened system when he gets good reviews. Chapter 81. Su Yu glared at Diana. I don't think you know me best. Su Yu sent Diana the latest donation record. I have donated nearly 100 million to the World Children's Protection Organization. He made a lot of money and didn't forget to donate some money to help other people. Diana looked at. Wow, can't tell, you're really a philanthropist. Su, people like you more. Su Yu nodded. It's almost, I'm coming to see you tonight. Diana nodded. Well, I'll wait for you at home, okay. Su Yu touched her chin. I'm going to be treated like an emperor of ancient Greek wax. Diana rolled his eyes at him and hung up the video. Sister Widow snapped her fingers. Have 2 appointments. What a master of time management, one in New York and one in the Himalayas. Not scientific. Su Yu called and started ordering top steak and truffles and so on. Widow sister secretly vigilant. 153, must not be deceived by scumbags. She said lightly, steak and truffles are fine, but I'm not drinking wine. Su Yu scoffed. What are you thinking? I made an appointment with dear Dr. Harley, what has it got to do with you? Oh, yes, remember to clean up after eating. The widow is crazy. The day can't go on. That night, Harley and Su Yu had a wonderful candlelight dinner, danced and chatted on the lawn. Master, the night here is so beautiful, you can still see many stars. Su Yu wrapped Harley's waist. How about living here in the future? Harley hugged Su Yu's arm tightly. Definitely yes, Master, whatever you ask others to do, I am willing to do it. Su Yu's eyes lit up, staring at Harley's small mouth. I don't believe it. Let's do an experiment. The two went back to the room. Widow sister took a small piece of top steak, a piece of truffle, and poured a glass of red wine. Oh, what is a man? I won't change 10 handsome guys these days. Men just slow me down from drawing my gun. Harley's voice came. Wow, Master, you will shine, so boring. Harley, you are great too. The widow sister pouted and suddenly cursed. Do you have a sense of public morality, and do you want people to eat well? Su Yu Mingwu, this product is sour. At 10 o'clock in the evening, Harley was tired and fell asleep. Su Yu got up lightly. He got dressed and was about to go to the Big Apple to chat with Diana. Su Yu just walked out the door. Widow sister also touched. She followed Su Yu far behind. HMPH, I don't believe you can go to New York. Su Yu recited the formula in his mouth. Shrink to size. The widow sister was surprised to find that Su Yu took a small step forward, but she went very far. In less than a minute, she lost her trace of Su Yu. Pervert, what kind of power is this? Natasha Romanoff rubbed her eyes, pinched herself. I'm not dreaming. She walked back angrily. Another day of nothing. She touched her round belly. Eating up is not without gain. Su Yu came to Diana's residence, and the two were naturally fighting each other again. Diana sighed. Impossible, you are almost stronger than me now. Diana is not that kind of delicate girl, she has a strong sense of strength, and the experience for Su Yu is very different. Let me live in your villa. Diana shook her head. I'm not the kind of woman that Jinwu Zhangjiao, I have my own career. Su Yu nodded, respecting Diana's choice. It was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when I came out of Diana's house. Su Yu sighed deeply. Time Master is not so easy to be. Tired. He quietly came to the holy place in New York, used the wall-piercing technique to pass through the portal without disturbing anyone, and arrived at Kamar Taj. He just came out of the hall when he happened to bump into the old king sitting in the courtyard. Su Yu, why are you here? It's still so late. Pharaoh glared at Su Yu, his posture disagreed, and he was going to find Ancient One to make a small report. Su Yu silently took out a bottle of good wine and threw it over. Selena has been studying too hard recently, I will enlighten her. Pharaoh put away the wine silently, as if muttering to himself. It's useless to have wine, I don't have money to buy food and drink. Su Yu, he took out about $100 USD. Boiled meat, seafood, fried rice is full. The king smiled. Hee, come here often in the future. As soon as he collected the money, he went straight to the snack street outside the holy place on Hong Kong Island. Su Yu came to Catwoman's room and knocked on the door 3 times and one lightly. Master, the old man is here. Catwoman quickly opened the door, pulled Su-Yu in, picked it up and nibbled. Woo, I'm starving to death. Su-Yu handed over the prepared food. I know you worked hard and brought you delicious food. Catwoman simply doesn't have time for good food. After a long time, Catwoman huddled in Su-Yu's arms. It's too hard here, it's either cultivation or cultivation. Su-Yu smells Catwoman's hair. Otherwise we'll stop learning and enjoy life at the villa. Catwoman shook her head, rejecting Su-Yu's tempting offer. No, I want to become a powerful female magician, and opening the portal in the future will also be a lot of money. Su-Yu, if Ancient One knew that you thought so, I'm afraid it wouldn't even want to teach you. Catwoman twisted her body. I don't care, you have to compensate me, it's not for you that I worked so hard. Su-Yu can't figure out how much it has to do with Catwoman learning spells, but compensation doesn't matter. He stayed until 5 in the morning before leaving. When passing through the hall, the elegant and calm voice of Ancient One came. Su, come to visit us so late, Kamar Taj. Su-Yu blushed. Hee. I'm not afraid to disturb the Ancient One magician, so I'm here so late. Ancient One didn't say anything, just threw something over. Su-Yu took a look. Sling ring. Ancient One said lightly. In the future, you should open the portal yourself. Using the portal of our holy place, it is not good to spread it out. Su-Yu shrugged. Unfortunately, I don't know the welding ring magic. Ancient One walked forward. Come with me, I will teach you only once. Su-Yu's spiritual power exceeded 100, and under the guidance of Ancient One, he soon opened a portal as large as a person. Ancient One let out a long sigh. The most capable person who doesn't want to be the Sorcerer Supreme. What else do Su-Yu have to say? Ancient One waved his hand. Go back and practice hard, you shouldn't be able to teleport across continents yet. Su-Yu directly inspired a welding ring and came to Catwoman's room. Catwoman was stunned. This is what you inspired. No reason, I've been studying for so long, and I'm not as good as you. Su-Yu waved. It's not too difficult, Ancient One taught me once. Catwoman is on fire and pounces on Su-Yu again. At dawn in the morning, Su-Yu returned to New York through the holy place, and then directly recalled the layout of the bedroom at home. A portal to the home was opened. Harley, who was still lying on the bed, was almost blinded by light. Seeing Su-Yu coming out of the portal, she was stunned. Master, what kind of magic is this? Teach me. Su-Yu touched Harley's hair. Look at your performance. Harley smiled. I still have a little stamina. When the widow sister saw Su-Yu coming out of the bedroom, she was like a ghost. How did he get in? I slept so dead. As a top agent, the widow sister's face turned red. She didn't know when Su-Yu came back. Su-Yu sent Harley to work. When I came back, I found that the widow sister was leaning on the sun lounger, basking in the sun leisurely, and there was a glass of juice beside her. I'll go, the capitalists will definitely burst into tears when they see it. I'm looking for you with a high salary, not for your enjoyment, and I'll go deliver food with me later. The widow rolled her eyes. A high salary of 3,500. Are we of the same dimension? Hateful capitalists. She immediately secretly said, follow him to deliver food, you can spy on his secrets, this is not bad. For example, how did he disappear last night? Widow sister looked at the bad motorcycle with itchy hands. How about letting me ride? Su-Yu didn't care, threw the key to the widow sister, opened the phone and took an order. Go to this address. The widow sister nodded, stepped on the motorcycle, her slender waist was comparable to that of Catwoman. Thrilling. Su-Yu hugged her waist naturally. Come on, don't delay my takeaway with your technique. The widow murmured, I live in a big villa and deliver food, I'm sick. She slammed the accelerator, and the bad motorcycle rushed out. They went to pick up takeout first. Kimchi, jajang noodles. A group of sticks ordered takeout. Widow sister rode to a dilapidated factory by the port. This ghost place is so hard to find, so biased. Su-Yu shrugged. That's why they order takeout. Su-Yu knocked on the door. What are you doing? The voice of a man with a very bad attitude came from the speaker. Someone here ordered takeaway, kimchi and jajang noodles. After Su-Yu answered, the man seemed to be more fierce. Who ordered the takeaway? The boss asked you to order it. There was a quarrel inside. Miss Widow whispered. I'm afraid to order takeout, they must be doing something shameful. Su Yu looked at her with a half smile. As a war correspondent, your sense of smell is too sensitive. The widow's sister rolled her eyes at him. What do you know? If it wasn't for my cleverness, I would have died on the battlefield long ago. Su Yu shrugged. How successful you are not bankrupt. The widow's sister was instantly furious and rushed over, attacking Su Yu with all her teeth and claws. Do you still want takeout? Look, my girlfriend is angry and is anxious to go back to exercise. Su Yu shouted while controlling the widow's sister. The people over there looked at the camera and suddenly boiled. Wow, she's a great girl. This waist, this face. Boy, wait a minute, we'll come down immediately and get takeout. Su Yu whispered to the widow's sister. Look, someone is greedy for your body, what should I do? The widow's sister leaned on Su Yu. This is the first time you deliver food. You're the boss, you're the boss. While the two were talking, the door was opened. The 5 sticks came out with dirty clothes and smirks, and they blocked Su Yu's retreat intentionally or unintentionally. Cha-cha, this Western food is good. A burly and fat man, who was headed by him, looked at the widow's sister with a squinty look. I've come to Gotham for such a long time, this is the first time I've seen such beautiful Western food. Su Yu smelled the blood on them, it was human blood. He said lightly, you ordered fried noodles and kimchi, where did you get Western food, and you haven't woken up yet? The fat man laughed. This kid, I don't know the situation at all, how can I bring such a beautiful girl to take out food? Su Yu looked at him. Please respect your servants and keep your eyes closed when you speak. Widow laughs. Haha, really, his eyes are still closed. The fat man was furious, and he leaned closer and growled. I opened my eyes. Su Yu fixed his eyes and saw that this guy's eyes actually had a slit, but it was too hidden. Fearful, the widow nodded. Looks like I misunderstood him. Next to a tall and thin stick, reminding. Brother Taiyu, they are laughing at your small eyes. The fat man slapped the man on the back of the head. I don't know, I need you to remind me again. Su Yu handed the takeaway to one person. Okay, the takeout is delivered, I wish you a happy meal. Taiyu waved to several others. Brothers, today we are going to eat Western food, this girl is so tender and beautiful. Su Yu tapped the widow's sister's face. Look, what makeup, everyone treats you as a takeaway. Widow's sister knocked off Su Yu's hand. HMPH, my mother is naturally beautiful, what kind of makeup do you wear? Su Yu nodded. Brothers, she stays, I can go now. Taiyu and the others laughed. Boy, don't leave. With such a young body, the organs should not be damaged. In my eyes, you are a moving golden mountain. Su Yu nodded slightly. This group of people really did the dirty work of organ trading. The stick man has no bottom line, it really is true. Su Yu let out a long sigh. I just want a good review, you guys actually want my waist, it's too much. Taiyu and the others laughed. More than the waist, bring the heart, liver, spleen, lung and kidney, yes, and retina. Su Yu hid behind the widow's sister. Housekeeper, I'm afraid. Sister widow, and pretending to be prey, pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. She was reminded of the bad memories of the last time on the Afan train, and her eyes instantly turned red. Taiyu stretched out his fat hand and grabbed the widow's sister. Sister, go with brother. The widow's sister suddenly shot, grabbed Taiyu's fat hand instantly, and threw him back to the ground. Click, Tae Wu's hand is broken. Without waiting for the others to react, she quickly knocked them all down with punches and kicks. Sister widow clapped her hands, stepped on Taiyu's fat hand, and stepped on the sound of killing pigs. It hurts, don't step on it. Sister widow turned her head to look at Su Yu proudly, and found that he was rubbing his chin and looking at her. As a war correspondent, your skills are too good, even better than an agent. The widow's sister snorted and secretly said, Hey, it's so good, it's just showing flaws. She staggered, oops, hurry up and help me, I just flashed to the waist. Su Yu had no choice but to wrap her arms around the widow's sister's waist and rub it. Without a trace of fat, this waist must be praised. Several sticks lying on the ground are drooling. 3 more people rushed out of the house, each with a pistol in his hand. Dare to make trouble on our site. Do you know who our boss is? Su Yu shook his head. I really don't know, who is your boss? Brother Shanjin, That's our eldest brother, and he is also a brother to eldest brother Black Mask. Su Yu nodded and said to the phone. Did you hear that, Detective Wong? The boss who sells organs is called Brother Shanjin. King Ada's voice came. Okay, we'll be there soon. Everyone was shocked. I didn't expect that the delivery guy even called the police. He didn't talk about martial arts. The three of them were about to hit Su Yu with their guns. Tae Wu jumped his feet in a hurry. Don't beat the abdomen, the organs are worthless if they are damaged. Don't fight, girl. Su Yu raised his hand. Group fear. The sticks hugged their heads and screamed. Ah, don't dig up my organs. It's been a long time since I came home, I'm green. I'm a tool man, don't seek revenge on me. The widow sister looked at the screaming sticks with lingering fears. Fortunately, I didn't accidentally hurt me this time. She bumped into Su Yu, threw a wink. What is this secret technique called? Can you teach me? Su Yu pushed her away. Want to learn my stunt with a wink? Stop dreaming. The widow was unmoved. Then 2 winks. 3 will do too. Su Yu walked into the room, and there were also some young men and women in the cage, with very numb eyes and dull expressions. At the innermost operating table, 2 more people have died. The expression was frightened and desperate, and it was conceivable what had happened before. These fools. Sister Widow's eyes turned red instantly. She found a baseball bat and rushed out to beat these people violently. Su Yu walked over and broke several people's legs. The screams come and go. The intensity of Su Yu's increased mental attack. These people have a high chance of becoming dementia in the future. King Ada brought the police detective here, and when he saw the tragic situation, he beat up a few people in anger. Take it all back, Miss Widow whispered. And that Hunjin brother. Su Yu patted the widow sister on the shoulder. Okay, let's record a confession, this guy can't escape. It was already afternoon when I came out of the Southern District Police Station. The widow sister is still indignant. Have you found that Hunjin? Su Yu gets on a motorcycle. Don't worry, come with me. The 2 came to another pier. Su Yu pointed to a yacht. This guy is going to drive a yacht to the Big Apple. Then what are you waiting for? Let's rush over. The widow sister took the lead and rushed directly to the yacht. Brother Shanjin with sunglasses is scolding his subordinates. It's all rubbish, ordering a takeaway actually sent me in. Boom. The widow sister directly knocked over someone, grabbed his gun, and faced Shanjin. Brother Shanjin took a few steps back. Beauty, don't get excited, we have a lot of guns here. His men raised their guns at the widow sister. Wow, sticks can use guns. Su Yu came over and looked at everyone with a smile. Hunjin took off his sunglasses. It's you, takeaway judge. Su Yu and Sister Widow looked at each other and laughed. He realized his belly. Brother Shanjin, please open your eyes when you speak, this is not looking down on people. The widow smiled and bent over. He just looks down on you. Brother Shanjin is on fire, this is a personal attack. Get rid of them for me. Boom, boom, boom. Widow sister opened fire first, knocking several people to the ground. Su Yu shrank to an inch, came to Junxian in 1 step, and almost knocked out his bile with 1 punch. Look at me. Su Yu casts hypnotic ability. Junxian seemed to be stupid, and told all his actions, account books, and bank money. Su Yu used the computer to transfer all the money, and he would remit the money to the victim or his family according to the victim's information. The widow sister is greedy again, it's not money. This hypnotic ability is really an artifact of interrogation. Teach me. Su Yu shook her head. Why do you have to learn everything? First of all you have to exercise your mental strength, do you understand? Cantilever thorns. The widow sister seems to have grasped the key point. Junxian came to his senses at this time and cursed. My money, pay my money back. Su Yu waved his hand, fear spell. Junxian hugged his head and screamed. It's just a business, don't come here. Su Yu whispered in his ear. As long as you sleep, you will be killed by the wrong souls, and they will eat your organs. Junxian screamed even more. The widow asked, what did you do to him? He won't want to sleep for the rest of his life. Once he sleeps, he has nightmares, and those victims will come and eat his organs. Well, this kind of person deserves such a crime. After she liked it, she flattered her chest and said, teach me. Su Yu pushed her away and called Ada Wong. Come and catch Jun Yun. King Ada feels like a ruthless sweeper. When she came, she brought bad news. Joker is jailbroken again. Su Yu is speechless. Your prisons are all paper. King Ada spread his hands. Most of the detectives have now been mobilized, and Joker announced that the bridges out of the city have been bombed, and if anyone dares to leave, they will blow up the bridge. I also got out because of your urgency. Widow Sister patted Su Yu on the shoulder. Come on, let's deal with that Joker. Su Yu rolled her eyes. You really think of yourself as Robin? Su Yu patted King Ada's hand. Don't take the ferry. King Ada was a little stunned. What do you know? Joker is going to do his human experiment. Su Yu got on the motorcycle and shouted to the Widow Sister. That coquettish Robin, you haven't come up yet. The Widow Sister whispered to Ada. Sorry, he chose to take me. King Ada, maid. When Su Yu was heading to the ferry terminal, she received a call from Batman. Sue, I need your help. Then hurry up and order some milk tea, I'll be there soon. Batman. The widow rolled her eyes. As for what, this woolly, Batman is crying. Su Yu bumped back. You know the fart, mosquito legs are also meat. He quickly grabbed Batman's takeout, took 4 cups of milk tea, stepped up the accelerator, and came to a high-rise building under construction near the ferry terminal. This is the famous 2-boat experiment. Joker really is a big deal. The Widow Sister looked at the 2 large ferries outside the dock. What happened to those 2 ships? Stop there. One ship is full of prisoners, the other is ordinary citizens, and bombs are installed in the cabins. Joker means that the people of the 2 ships press the remote control button to blow up each other, and they will be safe. It's one of his social survey experiments. Su Yu explained to the Widow Sister. Gotham City really has a simple folk customs, he is a lunatic. Widow Sister shook her head. Yeah, he's a lunatic. Batman came out of the darkness and looked at the tall building in front of him. He's up there and wants to see his masterpiece. Su Yu handed him the milk tea. The boss will give a good review first, and when you are killed by Joker, the praise will be gone. Batman. That's a really good sign. The Widow Sister is eyeing Batman's motorcycle. If you die, give me this motorcycle. Bat-goodly, man. I thank you all. He took a cup of milk tea and rushed into the building next to him. The Widow Sister looked at Su Yu. What should we do? Su Yu said while drinking milk tea. You rush up first, I'll be there later. The Widow Sister didn't leave, she also took a cup of milk tea and drank it. You're the boss, and I won't move if you don't move. Let's see who moves first. Su Yu laughed. Natalie, you're driving again. Widow Sister. Fire. What is she going to say? Whoosh. Su Yu used the bat grappling hook, flew into the air, fast. The Widow Sister ran towards the building while cursing. There are monsters, and there is no elevator, this is dozens of stories high. The Widow Sister looked up and saw that Su Yu had disappeared. Batman took the elevator from another building to the top of the building and flew over using his bat cape. My equipment is the worst. That cloak looks good. I want a grappling hook too. Batman rushed into the building, knocked out Joker's men, and came to the top floor. Joker in a wheelchair squatted with 4 strong pit bulls beside him. Batman groaned. Today's armor is not dog-proof. He remembered Su Yu's reminder and squatted down. A pit bull is scared. The 3 pit bulls rushed towards Batman frantically. Batman quickly stood up and kicked one, only to be bitten by the other 2. Joker laughs. The famous Batman can't beat the dog. Ha ha. Batman is furious, he is shameless. Ugly brother, you have both broken legs, and you still work so hard to be a villain. I instantly feel that it is not good to lie flat, you are going too far. Su Yu came out of the darkness. Take away boy. Da da da. Joker was startled, and hurriedly pulled out his gun, facing Su Yu with a flurry of bullets. Su Yu slanted slightly from left to right, unscathed. Joker let the pit bull under his feet attack quickly. Su Yu flicked his eyes. The pit bull screamed, ran back quickly, and knocked over Joker's wheelchair. Dog. Joker yells. With a wave of Su Yu's hand, the 3-headed dogs that besieged Batman also folded their tails and ran away. Batman got up angrily, but fortunately not many people saw it, otherwise he would die. Joker babbles. To deal with me, a disabled person, as for dispatching the 2 of you, chatter. You are useless against me, look at those two fairies, one of them will go to the sky soon, or two. Suyu threw a cup of milk tea over. I bet none of them will explode. Joker shook his head. Impossible, if you don't press the button, you will be killed by the opponent. I know human nature better than you. Batman looked anxiously at the two fairies. Sue, what should we do? Suyu waved. Don't worry, I believe in human nature. Not everyone can kill a boatload of people. Suyu knew the plot, and neither of the people on the ships pressed the button. Joker babbles. When you face death, that's not necessarily the case. Suyu shook his head. I bet this ship won't blow up. Not only did he know the plot, but he also took out an insurance policy. Before, he called King Ada and asked her to inform the people on the ship that pressing the button was more likely to blow up the ship he was on. This kind of operation is very Joker. Many people believed it. The people on the two ships did not dare to press the button, and now they dare not act rashly. King Ada said that this is really God's operation, what is false is real, and what is real is false. Suyu shook her head. This is human nature, sometimes you don't dare to take risks knowing the outcome. Time passes by minute. Joker's milk tea is all dry, the two boats are still unscathed. The more Joker waited, the more gloomy his expression became. Cowards. It's 12 o'clock and the two ships still haven't exploded. The corners of Joker's mouth twitched, and the expression on his face was very ugly. He didn't expect his human experiment to fail. He took out the detonator. Coward. Well, if you don't press it, I'll press it and blow you all up. Suyu shook her head. Joker, you're cheating, it's not fun. Batman rushes towards Joker. Joker put the detonator down. Joker laughed and pretended to let go. The detonator fell off. Unexpectedly, the detonator really fell and fell directly from the rotten window downstairs. Joker. Suyu shrugged. Take it off. Children know not to play with toys by the window. Batman. At this time, the widow's sister finally rushed up out of breath. I'm exhausted, old lady. Tell me, what happened? Joker babbles. The detonator breaks and both ships explode. He jumped straight out. Batman also jumped without hesitation. Suyu glanced at Sister Widow. You're so slow. Calm down quickly. After speaking, he also jumped out. The widow almost cried. The old lady just climbed up. What the hell happened? She went to the window. I'm not that stupid, jump down. Isn't that courting death? Wong wong wong. The four dogs barked suddenly and rushed towards her. The widow's sister was suddenly startled, slipped her feet, and flew out of the window with a scream. Madam, what kind of bad luck is there? Help. Suyu looked up, Natasha Romanoff scolded, and fell down with open teeth and claws. What kind of fun is this? I'm sick. Joker jumped first, getting closer and closer to the detonator. Oh, Becca, yeah. The detonator suddenly flew up against the laws of physics at all. Suyu psychokinesis acts on it, pulling the detonator over it. Joker curses in the air. Batman stabilized himself with the hook gun, and hooked the falling Joker with the hook gun. Suyu grabbed the detonator with one hand and caught the falling widow with the other. I'll go, you're over 100 pounds. It's really heavy. Widow's sister hooked Suyu's neck tightly in shock. Ah, hold on to me. Her legs were also wrapped around Suyu's waist, in short, they hung on Suyu like an octopus. This flexibility has to be said. One word, absolutely. What did you jump down for? The widow's sister is still trembling all over. You think I'm happy, scared by the dog. She regained her sanity. Hey, you are holding me with both hands, how are you fixed in the air? Suyu shrugged. Who told you, we're fixed? Whoosh. Suyu continued to fall. Widow's sister hugged Suyu tightly and screamed. You are wild. After Suyu commented, Joker stepped in the air with one foot. The three of them accelerated and fell to the ground. Just when she finally landed, Sister Widow suddenly felt that her falling momentum had suddenly become smaller. Suyu landed firmly on the ground. Pervert, is this all right? After the widow's sister found herself unscathed, she lay limply on Suyu's shoulders and complained. Boom. Joker was not so lucky. His leg was broken again, his hands were also broken, his whole body was comminuted, and his head was also hit. It seems that the permanent ICU may not be able to get up. Life is so big, it doesn't die. Suyu shook his head. Widow sister occupied Batman's motorcycle. Batman, hurry up, the detectives are coming. Batman, how to go, the transportation was robbed. Su-Yu lifted the widow sister off the motorcycle. You've got a lot of skills. You actually started robbing Batman. The widow sister is wronged. Can't you get some souvenirs when someone almost fell to their death? Su-Yu took out $10. Performed well today, I will reward you with $10. The widow sister almost spit out a mouthful of old blood. The old lady's brain is not broken. Or Batman couldn't stand it, and threw the bat belt over. There's a lot of good stuff in here. After that, he withdrew. King Ada and Gordon brought people. Gordon was relieved to see that Batman had withdrawn. Thank goodness neither ship exploded. Ada Wong looked at Su-Yu with wide eyes. How do you know Joker's setup? Su-Yu lifted her chin. You've known me for so long, and you still don't know. King Ada shook his head and said he didn't know. Guess. Su-Yu said decisively. King Ada slipped and nearly fell. She glared at Su-Yu angrily. Get out of the way, I have something to do. Su-Yu clings to her shoulders. Come to my house to play in a few days, I'll tell you. Play what? King Ada asked cautiously. Swimming, barbecuing, helping me tidy up the garden, definitely, if you want to play something else, it's okay too. Su-Yu blinked. King Ada looked at Joker who was paralyzed on the ground. Let me clean up the mess first. Su-Yu nodded, of course. Widow sister came over and leaned on Su-Yu. Master Yin, shall we go home? King Ada, Gotham City, the eyes are bright, the smog of many years has also dissipated. The destruction or disappearance of Black Mask, Joker, and a series of villains has made Gotham City a lot cleaner at once. Come on, Natalie. Su-Yu and Harley and Widow sister are shopping at the small commodity market in Gotham City. The widow sister has already hung a lot of bags on her body, she complained while walking. You can't shop online. Su-Yu shook her head. There are some things you can't buy online, like this one. He squatted down and looked at the little black dogs of the month in the cage. His whole body was black, his eyes were black and shining, and he was staring curiously at the passing crowd. Boss, how do you sell this dog? The stall owner is a Yan Kingdom. Sir, you are very discerning. This is the pastoral dog of our Yan Kingdom. It is very smart and guards the house. Unlike other dogs, when thieves enter the house, they wag their tails. 100 USD. Su-Yu touched the black dog with his hand. It's fat, but the skeleton is quite big. Okay, I bought it. The widow screamed. No, I hate dogs the most, you are not allowed to keep them. She still remembers the last time she jumped off the building by the dog. Harley stroked the little black dog's head. So cute and rolls. Su-Yu bought the little black dog directly with money. You'll be called Xiaohei from now on. The widow rolled her eyes. The name is so random. Harley picked Blackie up. Master, your yard is so big and there are small trees, Xiaohei is too lonely for a dog. Su-Yu nodded. Harley, right, buy him 2 more wives. Su-Yu picked another little flower dog and little white dog. Xiaohei seems to have foreseen his happy life, and he screams. The widow rolled her eyes. 2 wives. The upper beam is not right and the lower beam is crooked. What kind of master has what kind of dog? Back home, Harley and the widow sister directly played with the 3 puppies. Xiaohei and the others didn't seem to be afraid of the new environment, and they even inspected the territory. The widow sister was instantly turned into cuteness by the 3 little guys. She went to the kitchen, and after half an hour, brought out a plate of dark food with white smoke. Xiaohei, Xiaohua, Xiaobai, come to eat. The 3 puppies surrounded the widow sister, and when she put the plate on the ground, they all rushed over to smell it. Su-Yu clearly felt the hesitation of the 3 puppies. Xiaohei glanced at Sister Widow suspiciously, her eyes seemed to have many question marks. Su-Yu shook her head. This cooking skill, even the dog shakes his head when he sees it. How dare you ask for a high salary of 3,500 yuan? One day when I get sick, will you call that Delang is taking medicine? The widow's sister made a big red face. What, they're not hungry. I don't know how good my cooking is. Harley chimed in. Natalie, why do I think this is so unpalatable? Su-Yu embraced Harley's waist. That's right, Xiaohei didn't want to come to the house for the first meal and die heroically. The widow is angry. You can do it. For 3,500 yuan, I'll clean the house, do the laundry for you, and deliver food for you, so I'm just short of warming the bed. Warm the bed. Want to take advantage of me, dream. Su Yu shook her head and went to the kitchen, and there was a puff of black smoke in front of her. Shit, there's a war here, all kinds of mess in the kitchen. Widow sister stuck out her tongue and went to play with 3 dogs. Su Yu cooked a pot of meat porridge and put in some Chinese herbal medicines to strengthen the body. When he took out the food, the 3 puppies, hot as he, were about to flow out. Natalie, that's what you said, aren't they hungry? Su Yu glanced at the 3 little guys who devoured them. What's the air, if I can do anything, it's still the price of 3,500. In this way, the 3 little guys began to live with Su Yu and the others. With the medicinal diet that Su Yu gave them, they grew fast and their IQ was much stronger than that of ordinary dogs. Wong, wong, wong. The 3 puppies barked wildly around Bruce Wayne, baring their fangs from time to time. Su Yu waved his hand. He is my friend. Xiao He understood what Su Yu said, raised his head high, and went to play. Batman sighed. Hey, even the dog bullies me, a lonely man. Su Yu glanced at him. What's the matter? Sigh. Rachel and Harvey Dent are planning to get married after this incident. Batman's expression seemed depressed. Rachel's marriage is a good thing, you are so sad. Su Yu thinks of Rachel who is flirting everywhere, and it's not good for the female Aquaman to settle down and only harm one person. Batman said sadly, I'm still single. At this time, the widow sister held a basket of dirty clothes and walked over swayingly. Batman is even more sad. My housekeeper is Ah Fu with gray hair, but you are such a beautiful beauty. He saw the playful little black. Even the dog is a pair, why am I so miserable? Su Yu pointed and counted. Don't worry, you will soon have a girl, it's still Romeo and Juliet love. Batman's eyes lit up. It's true, you're not fooling me, are you? Su Yu shrugged. You fooled you so cleverly, wait with peace of mind, and marriage will come naturally. Su Yu didn't tell Batman that Juliet love is a tragedy. Batman's next marriage is the daughter of the Shadow Warrior leader Henry Duca, Miranda. Yes, Henry was killed by Batman. The day after tomorrow, my house will hold a party, come over at that time. Batman rubbed a meal on Su Yu's side and withdrew. Su Yu finished eating, laying on a sun lounger and basking in the sun. Fixed Star's photon energy was continuously absorbed by him, purifying his body, strengthening his blood, and his blood seemed to be full of photon energy. Xiao He and the others also lay beside Su Yu, as if bathed in golden light, and fell asleep comfortably. The widow sister looked at Su Yu who was constantly shining with golden light. This guy is really an alien, is this stealing the energy of the sun? He stole the sun's energy, won't our Earth be doomed? If Su Yu knew about the widow sister's thoughts, she would probably thank her, after all, she looks down on herself too much. Afternoon. When Su Yu opened her eyes, she found that the widow sister was also lying on the sun lounger next to her and fell asleep with a face full of enjoyment. This is the photon energy rubbing against me. Su Yu looked at her quietly. At this time, the widow sister still has some baby fat, and her pink face has a slight blush, which is very attractive. Su Yu couldn't help lowering her head to kiss. The widow has actually woken up. Secretly in my heart, what should I do? He is trying to sneak rule me. Push him away. Not good, what if he gets angry and kicks me out? Just when she was struggling, Su Yu's phone rang. Su Yu stood up straight to answer the phone. The widow's sister lost for a while for no reason. What's wrong with me? Who is sick? Call now. Su Yu chatted over there. Tony, why are you looking for me? Are you going to order a burger again? From the phone, Iron Man's proud voice. Sue, guess what I'm doing now? I ordered takeout, can you deliver it? Su Yu heard the wind in the phone. The wind is so strong, you won't be in the sky, will you? You can guess this. Guess wildly. Iron Man is in the sky right now, he's got his second-generation battlesuit, and he's just gone to take out the terrorist den where AF Khan shut him up. After he came back, he was a little complacent, remembering Su Yu's previous super ability. He played with great enthusiasm, ordered a takeaway, and asked Su Yu to send it to the sky. I can fly to an altitude of 35,000 feet, and I can also solve the problem of icing. He can't fly to this height with a mortal body. Iron Man quickly ordered a cheeseburger force. Suyu plans to go out to get takeout. The widow's sister got up in a hurry. Who do you look down on if you don't bring me when you deliver food? Suyu shrugged. This takeaway is a bit difficult, you are looking after the children at home. Sister Widow glanced at the little black 3 dogs sleeping like dead pigs. The widow's sister naturally wouldn't listen to Suyu's words. She quietly followed Suyu, watching him pick up a cheeseburger set. HMPH, look at me, the adultery between you and Tony Stark. Suyu glanced at the direction in which Sister Widow was hiding, shrank silently, and disappeared soon. Gone again. The widow's sister looked around and went home cursing. Whoosh. Suyu flew straight to the sky. He is getting higher and higher and the temperature is getting colder. As soon as his mind moved, the photon energy covered his whole body, and his whole body glowed with golden light and flew straight into the sky. Iron Man is roaming, 153, in the clouds. Oye, he hasn't met Thanos yet, and the sheer joy makes him laugh. Whoosh, a golden light flashed in front of me. JARVIS reminds. Sir, there is an unknown flight object in front of you. The speed is too fast for the camera to capture. Iron Man was stunned. Huh, what? Whoosh. Suyu suddenly stopped in front of him, startling him. Suyu gestured with his hand and pointed to the takeaway bag in his hand. Iron Man, is the takeaway really delivered? You are a humanoid monster. JARVIS analysis. Sir, the photon energy wrapped around his body is very defensive. Suyu stuffed the takeaway bag into Iron Man's hand and gestured again. JARVIS reminds Iron Man. Sir, he seems to make you remember to give a good review. Iron Man shook his head. Do you need to fight so hard? Whizzing. To the United States Air Force F-35 fighter jets are coming this way. The above flight staff report to headquarters. Colonel, we found 2 unidentified flight objects. They are both humanoids, one is metal, the other is a golden energy body. They seem to be exchanging things, a McDonald's bag. Rhodes was stunned. What are these 2 things, are they aliens? What's the secret of McDonald's? Iron Man and Suyu also found 2 fighter jets. Iron Man made a gesture, meaning, the 2 run away separately. Suyu nodded, the golden light on his body was even more dazzling. Whoosh, he flies straight into the sky, constantly flying high and getting faster and faster. JARVIS shocked roar. Sir, the speed of this friend of yours has exceeded the second cosmic speed, and is about to leave the Earth's gravity and go to space. Iron Man, so awesome. Rhodes was also confused when he heard the reports of the 2 flight officers. Flied straight out of the Earth. Really aliens? You all try to track down that metal figure. Iron Man was hit several times, and it took the boss to get out of the entanglement of the 2 planes. Suyu spreads his arms in outer space and absorbs the energy of the sun wantonly, and his physical attributes are constantly growing. Looking at the Earth from outer space is really beautiful. Suyu almost absorbed it, his hands constantly rotated, the photon energy wrapped a portal, he stepped out and returned home. Widow's sister at the moment received an urgent call from Fury. Natasha Romanoff, intelligence shows that Tony Stark made deals with aliens in the air, and the golden-lighted aliens flew directly into outer space. You go to confirm now, Sue is not at home. 5. Widow's sister intuitively guessed that the so-called alien should be Suyu. But she didn't want to admit it in her heart. Okay boss, I'll take a look. She walked out of the bedroom and found that Sunning was teasing the dog on the lawn. Huh, is it really not him? She sent a video directly to Fury. Boss, he's walking the dog at home. Fury began to suspect that the person was Suyu, and now he is also confused. The satellite didn't photograph the golden object flying back. Is it really not him? It's her. He took out an old call machine and complained a little. Carol, you don't come back to see me. Do you think I'm old? I can still fight a few more Kree. He calmed down. Natasha Romanoff, although he is not the Golden Man this time, he is also suspicious and continues to monitor. It is best to get a blood sample from him for analysis. The widow nodded. She didn't know why. Fury felt that Suyu was not the Golden Man, and she breathed a sigh of relief. She looked at Suyu who was teasing the dog. This guy looks pretty cool. Suyu waved to her. Little Bai is rubbish, Natalie come and clean it up. The widow's face darkened. It's all an illusion, he's still that scumbag. Shameless capitalist. Iron Man came home, opened the bag, took a bite of the hamburger. Well, the burgers that have been to the sky are really more delicious. Try the burgers that have been to space next time. He backhandedly gave Suyu a 5-star review. Suyu was walking her dog while hearing the voice in her head. Ding, the host received a 5-star praise from Iron Man, and the reward, agility +2, spirit +2. No special skills, but not bad, Suyu is more satisfied. Iron Man's wool can still go on. 2 nights later. Wayne's Castle. It is very lively here today. Most of the celebrities in Gotham came to join in the fun. Sister Widow and Harley walked into the hall, holding Suyu's hand from left to right. AFU came out to recruit Roar. Mr. Su, young master is very glad that you can come here. Suyu laughed. I really envy Bruce for having such an old housekeeper. This is the family background, and I can't envy it. Alfred laughed. Young master has broken thoughts, he wants a beautiful housekeeper from you. The widow smiled slightly. It's a pity that some people don't know happiness in the midst of happiness. Ah Fu glanced at Sister Widow and Harley. Double luck. No wonder the young master is so envious. Su, it's hard not to be envious of you. Rachel and Dent came to say hello to Roar. Su, for the wedding next month, you must come. Suyu said he would definitely go. The 3 chatted for a while, and Suyu found out that his 2 girlfriends were missing. The widow's sister was chatting hotly with a few noble ladies, and she gained a lot of information from the posture. Harley and Ida King are chatting. Suyu got rid of the entanglement of several ladies and wanted to go to the balcony to breathe. A beautiful figure caught his attention, a waitress with an excellent figure and delicate facial features. This waitress has a very unique temperament, giving people a kind of cold and glamorous licking blood. She circled around Suyu a few times, her nose moved, and she seemed to be inhaling a good smell in Roar. Suyu stopped her. Give me a glass of wine. The woman came over with a plate, her blue eyes were amazing. The closer she got to Suyu, her mouth opened slightly, revealing a little bit of sharp tiger teeth. Suyu reviews. Your little tiger tooth is so cute. The woman quickly shut her mouth, looked at Suyu with cold eyes, and turned to leave. Suyu recognized this woman's identity from her little tiger teeth, the female vampire in the underworld legend, the goddess of the moon, and Selena who likes to wear leather jackets and leather pants. Why did vampires get into Wayne Castle? The widow's sister came over and said sourly. He failed to strike up a conversation. Suyu shook her head. I just think she's a little weird. With her temperament and looks, being a waiter is really subservient. The widow sneered. My old lady's figure and appearance, she is proficient in 8 languages, and works as a housekeeper for 3,500 yuan in your house, don't you think it's a talent? Suyu corrected her. I'm sorry, it's a maid, don't put gold on your face. Sister Widow got angry and couldn't hold back, she stretched out her hands and grabbed Suyu. Suyu grabbed her hands. Don't make trouble, go home and make trouble. Selena is still peeking at Suyu in the corner, not Suyu handsome makes her a nympho. It's the smell of Suyu's body, to be precise, the smell of Suyu's blood. The blood full of photon energy is so tempting, Selena had to waste a lot of willpower to suppress the urge to bite Suyu on the spot. What secret does he have? Why do I, who never suck human blood, want to suck his blood so much? Selena asked the waitress beside her. Who is he? He doesn't even know him. Suyu, the takeaway judge in Gotham City. Takeaway judge. Selena checked it on her phone. There are so many things. It's quite interesting. Deliver food and send people in. Brother takeaway. Delivering takeout. That's easy. While she was watching with gusto, she suddenly remembered today's task. She sat on the plate and walked towards the inside of the castle. Bruce Wayne is very happy today. He met a lady named Miranda, the newest board member of the Wayne Group, and the two instantly caught up with each other. Looks like my marriage, as Sue said, is here. He had just returned to the room and found that the room was empty and a hot waitress was looking for something. Look up, what are you doing? As soon as Selena looked up, Batman was amazed by her cold and beautiful face. You are. He didn't expect that his peach blossom luck would be one after another. Could it be that my spring is here? How to choose, or to choose both? Selina walked towards him slowly and said softly, Mr. Wayne, I am. Boom. Selina suddenly punches Batman in the face. Batman crashed to the ground. Selina took the opportunity to jump and jumped away from the window. Batman. He didn't understand the situation at all. He came to the lobby to see if the waitress who hit him just now was still there. Suyu came over and hugged his shoulders. Wayne, what's the matter? Was beaten. Batman some Fire Avenue. A glamorous waitress punched me inexplicably. Suyu reviews. It must be the wrong way of approaching you. The widow pouted. Men are big pig's hooves. Definitely want to take advantage. Batman shook his head. This woman's speed and strength are beyond ordinary people, not ordinary people. Suyu thought to himself. Others are vampires, definitely powerful, but why did she show her little tiger teeth to me? Kuo afraid. Batman whispered. I thought it was Peach Blossom luck, but I didn't expect it to be Peach Blossom tribulation. Miserable. Before Suyu spoke, Miranda in a long dress came over. Bruce, what's wrong with you? Batman smiled. I was attacked by a thief, but it's okay, she was beaten even worse by me. Suyu secretly said, this is your Peach Blossom tribulation. As for Batman's spine being shattered by Miranda's concubine Bane and thrown into the underground prison, Suyu didn't plan to tell him in advance. This is Batman's spiritual sublimation, and you can experience it yourself. Miranda has her eyes on Suyu. You are the delivery judge, Sue. Really handsome. Suyu grabbed her hand. Dear Director Madam, are you missing a dog? Miranda laughs dazzlingly. How humorous you are. Batman's eyes exchanged with Suyu. My, this is the one I met first. Suyu. I know, I'm too busy myself. He pushed Batman out. The most Diamond King and fifth guy in Gotham City, you two are strong together. Batman nodded. Sue is indeed a brother. As for Batman's marriage, Suyu only fell in love with Catwoman, and he had already cut his beard early, and the rest seemed to be rotten peach blossoms. The dance is over. Suyu wanted to go back with Harley and the widow's sister, but when she took out her phone, she just had a takeaway order to grab. Selina, number 1808, VIP room of the Weiss Hotel, Big Lobster and abalone. So much for the evening meal. By the way, vampires can also eat meat. Suyu quickly grabbed it. Maybe this girl can give her some strange ability. Let Natalie, you and Harley go back first, I'm going to deliver a takeaway. The widow rolled her eyes. It's so late, can you rest assured that our two beautiful women are going home alone? Suyu rolled her eyes. It would be nice if you two violent women didn't make trouble with others. Harley coquettishly said, people are super lady, master is too bad. Suyu gave the bad motorcycle to the two of them and disappeared in a few steps. The widow's sister has become accustomed to it. Don't teach me this spell, I learn it myself. Cantilever thorns, right, I will too. Suyu took the takeout, came to the Weiss Hotel, looked up. Tonight's moon is so full, the vampire girl won't do anything too much to me, I'm looking forward to it. He came to the door of the room and knocked on the door. Beauty, your takeaway has arrived. Come in, the door is unlocked. A cold voice came. Suyu pushed open the door and walked in. Selina, wearing a leather jacket and pants, stood by the window. The night wind blew her hair away, and the temperament of a classical and glamorous beauty was very precise. Her blue eyes stared at Suyu. Put things on the table. Suyu put lobster and abalone on the table. Beauty, I didn't expect that being a waiter is just your hobby, and the little rich woman is your true identity, but is it too much to eat so much at night? Selina is still very cold. These are for you, maybe you'll be weak later. Suyu tightened her collar and looked scared. I only deliver takeout, I'm not a takeaway. He looked up and down Selina, who was in excellent shape. Although it can be negotiated, but that's another price. Selina rolled her eyes. Do you still need to spend money to find a man? Suyu shook her head. I call myself an old lady every day, you won't be hundreds of years old, then I will consider adding money again. Add money. Selina was stunned for a moment, and immediately became angry. Oh, man, what the old lady wants is not your body, but your blood. Since Suyu came in, her heart was full of longing, the thought of wanting to suck Suyu's blood, as if engraved in her DNA. Whoosh. Selena stopped talking nonsense and rushed over. Xiaohoya became an elder. Su Yu waved his hand. Selena fell to the ground from the air, holding her head and screaming. Ah, father and mother, I want to avenge you, those werewolves killed you. Craven, you fool, you still want to chase me and don't look in the mirror. It's annoying. Su Yu nodded. It seemed that this girl didn't know that her parents were killed by the old vampire Victor. In other words, she doesn't know the male protagonist Michael yet, and the blood is still there. Selena slowly regained consciousness. She looked at Su Yu in fear. What did you do to me? Su Yu laughed. Of course it's what you wanted to do to me just now. Selena is going to pounce again while Su Yu is not paying attention. Su Yu waved his hand again, this time with psychokinesis, directly holding Selena in place. Selena was horrified to find that she was controlled by invisible power. You know witchcraft. Su Yu shook her head. You can understand it as a spell. He walked over and squeezed Selena's face with his hands. The skin is like cream, the skin is rosy, and it's the best. Selena showed her little tiger teeth. Hiss. Believe it or not, I suck your blood. Su Yu squeezed Selena's chin. Well, the mouth is also good. It seems to pay attention to oral hygiene. Selena has lived from the Middle Ages to the present, and she has the feeling that Su Yu is watching livestock. I've been planted this time, you can kill if you want, I will never do those disgusting things. Su Yu nodded. What do you wish for before you die? Selena licked her lips. Give me a bite. Su Yu. Before dying, do you still want to bite me? How much do you like me? I'm afraid. It's a very scary thing to be cared about by a woman who is a few hundred years old. Selena is really popular. The image of the iceberg beauty is gone, and she yells. We vampires have a long life, I count as human beings, at most 22 years old, you know the fart. Let me go, I want to die with you. Su Yu's ears moved. It seems that you have a lot of enemies, and someone is looking for you again. Roar. The wall of the hotel was directly knocked open. A transformed, strong werewolf rushed in and rushed towards Selena. With a wave of Su Yu's hand, Selena is free. She rolled on the spot, dodged the werewolf's raid, and instantly took out 2 pistols from her waist. Boom, boom, boom. The silver bullet hit the werewolf. Boom, bang. The door was knocked open, the windows were smashed, the ceiling was shattered, and several werewolves roared out. Selena flashed left and right, stepped on the wall and then shot with a sliding shovel. The action is beautiful and handsome. Su Yu sat at the table and ate lobster and abalone. It tastes so good. As expected of my takeaway. Maybe the taste is too fragrant, or the food of Su Yu is dark. A werewolf with a hada clawed his way towards Su Yu, his sharp wolf claws were all black mud. Su Yu shouted, Dear Blood Clan girl, save people. Selena was being entangled by 3 werewolves, and after kicking one, she got shot. Bang! The werewolf was shot in the back of the head and rushed towards the table. Su Yu kicked him out with one kick, raised his hand, group fear. The few remaining werewolves hugged their heads and screamed howls. Selena was also accidentally injured, holding her head and screaming, crumbling. Su Yu strode over and hugged her slender waist. Before she could feel the softness of her waist, a gun was pressed against Su Yu's waist. Obviously don't move, I'll take a bite. Selena's face was pale, but her expression was a little proud. Su Yu shook her head. Unexpectedly, I was kind, but stepped on the pit. Selena snorted. Don't think, I don't know your dirty thoughts, my mother's waist is so easy to touch. Be my blood slave honestly, I will consider letting you go. Su Yu glanced at Selena. As a good hunter, you don't even know that the gun in your hand has no bullets. Selena was stunned. Su Yu used the stealth technique to pull the pistol into his hand at an incredible angle, and it was a shot at a werewolf who just got up. Boom! The werewolf was shot in the forehead and fell to the sky. The werewolf's eyes are full of doubts, isn't he out of bullets? Su Yu shrugged. There are still bullets, sorry. Another werewolf also pounces, and Su Yu takes another shot. Click. It's an empty gun, the bullets are finally out. Su Yu directly picked up Selena and dumped her. Selena's sharp high heels kicked the werewolf directly in the face, kicking his face with blood. Selena pulled out a rapier and pierced the werewolf's head. Destroying these werewolves, Selena is also tired and sweaty. She gasped and looked at Su Yu. Give you 100,000, let me drink some blood. Su Yu shook her head. It's all played on TV. If I'm sucked by a vampire, I will become a vampire myself. I don't want to have to suck blood and not eat food in the future. Besides, you vampires are all pale. The ghost knows if the kidneys are not good, but I can't be hurt. Selena rolled her eyes. I don't want to be Blood Clan. Personal attacks mean several things. My sister's kidneys are very good. Don't go to the toilet after sleeping for a year. Su Yu. He looked around. This house is so rotten. The boss is probably going to cry and faint in the toilet. Selena looks like she's taking care of me. She packed up and planned to run away. Su Yu stopped her. What are you doing at Wayne Manor? Selena's eyes lit up. Give me a mouthful of blood and I'll tell you. Isn't it just stealing fingerprints, when I don't know? Blood sucking is impossible, I'd rather die. Selena doesn't want Su Yu to die, it's her long-term blood slave. What do you want? Say it. Praise, give me a good rating. Selena rolled her eyes and quickly took out her phone and gave Su Yu a good review. Ding, the host has been praised by Selena and received a reward, Chi and Blood +8. Although she doesn't have any powers, she gets +8 HP all of a sudden, which shows that Selena is also a treasure girl. Thank you boss for your great review. Goodbye. After saying that, Su Yu jumped out of the window. Selena was shocked. This is the 18th floor, this person is too brave. Blood from the fall. This man has a sick mind. Suddenly her eyes lit up. Flash and bloody, isn't it a lot of blood? She picked up the small backpack and rushed downstairs, there is no corpse below. Delivery boy, make me happy for nothing. Selena gritted her teeth and cursed. People who didn't know it thought that what happened to her takeaway brother. Su Yu came to the hidden place and drew a welding circle directly, and sent it back. Harley, who can be salty or sweet good for Lee, is sitting on the edge of the bed in a suspender, shaking her snow-white feet. Su Yu came out of the welding ring. She jumped up happily. Master Dad, you are back. Su Yu. A familiar voice came from upstairs. Widow's sister put on earplugs cursingly. Have you eaten gunpowder? Once you come back, there will be no serious business. The next morning, the widow's sister noticed that someone was sneaking peeps outside the villa. She quietly observed, Hey, is that the glamorous waitress from yesterday? Selena wanted to go back to Europe last night, but thinking of Su Yu's blood, she couldn't hold back her inner desire at all, and came to Su Yu's villa to find a chance. Su Yu also got up early today. Today is a big day. Not long after, two guests came to the house. King Ida and Tifa both came. Su Yu clapped her hands. Okay, everyone is here, we are going to sail the yacht now, everyone should bring sunscreen. Everyone rolled their eyes, they were running for sunscreen. Fire. Su Yu and the others had just left the gate, their clothes were messy, and Selena, who had torn a few big holes, blocked their way. The widow muttered, This is coming. Injustice. King Ada glanced at Su Yu and said to Selena gently, What did he do to you? I'm the detective, say it, I'll call the shots for you. Tifa waving a small fist. I hate women who use strong fools the most. Only Harley maintains Su Yu. Master was with me last night, it's impossible to do anything to this young lady. Xiao He is barking at Selena. Su Yu nodded, the black dog was indeed psychic. Selena squeezed out 2 tears and said softly, Woo, now even the dogs are bullying me. Su Yu thinks this product just wants to touch porcelain. Tell me, what do you want to do? Selena pulled the torn leather jacket. I was robbed last night, my wallet and passport were robbed. Su Yu was intrigued. Are there any other losses? We can elaborate. Tifa pushes Su Yu. HMPH, where did that sympathetic, super warm man Su go back then? King Ada also nodded. Where's that guy who hates evil and helps the weak Guangwei delivery boy? Su Yu glanced at a few people. I'm so good, I don't know. Harley's eyes are shining with stars. Master, you are super good. You cured our Dean's insomnia. Poison Ivy never forgets you. Even the Scarecrow and the Riddler are praising you. Su Yu reminds, Harley, you seem to be not a good person except for the Dean. Harley giggled. And me, you not only taught me hypnotic ability, but also filled the emptiness in my heart. I used to have a feeling that I would go to Arkham Prison one day, but now I don't. I miss you every night. Su Yu waved. Okay, don't talk about it later, others will be jealous. Selena's tears dripped again. She is pretending to be pitiful, but the opposite is showing her affection, which is too much. Su Yu is speechless. Tell me, what do you want to do? Selena said pitifully. I'm homeless now, can I get a job with you? Raise some money to buy a plane ticket. When the widow's sister heard this, she was going to steal her job. She shook her head quickly. There is already a housekeeper here, and the salary is very low, only 3,500 a month. Selena said in surprise. 3,500, so high. I only need 2,000. Becca, Nani, not euro but USD. The widow's sister suspects that she has a life, and 3,500 is actually a high salary. Su Yu nodded. Look at others, then look at you, Natalie, you are really in a bliss. Sister Widow rolled her eyes. I know 8 languages. Selena counted her fingers. I know 30 languages if you don't count classical English and French etc. The widow's eyes widened. I understand classical literature, and singing and dancing is also a must. Selena said lightly. I studied painting with Picasso for half a year, and I also played the piano at the Vienna Theatre. With a long life, Selena has learned a lot and is very proficient. The widow's sister didn't believe it. She asked a few questions from Selena, but she was speechless. She took a few steps back. With this ability, what maid are you going to be? It's too rolling, you are trying to kill my rhythm. Su Yu shook her head. It's just that I'm so good, all the good people gathered around me, 1,018 USD a month, can Selena do it? Everyone's mouth twitched. So good, Su Yu also deducted 200 yuan a month. Capitalists will cry when they see it. Selena didn't know how many times she had greeted Su Yu in her heart, but she was still very grateful on the surface. Thank you boss, I must work hard. Try to get the best employee at the end of the year. Su Yu nodded. It's very good, call me master in the future. Selena let out a coquettish cry. Main silver tilde operator. Su Yu looked at her cold and glamorous face, an iceberg of temperament, a woman as noble and beautiful as a tulip, actually called her master. This contrast really has a very cool feeling. Did you bring a swimsuit? Selena shook her head. Master Silver, all my things have been robbed. Su Yu looked her up and down. You have a good figure, Natalie will give her a swimsuit of yours. Selena looked at the widow's sister. Master Silver, I'm 174. Widow's sister is on fire, this is height discrimination. You can't even fit my A4 waist swimsuit. The two start to fight each other. Su Yu waved his hand. Okay, although Natalie isn't tall, she has good body proportions, and she can sell her bathwater for money, don't you know? Everyone was stunned. What kind of pervert even bought Natalie's bathwater? The widow was surprised. You won't do anything disgusting to my bathwater. Su Yu kicked her. That's a man named Du. Tifa couldn't stand it anymore. Okay, I brought an extra swimsuit. Selena looked at Tifa's small waist and tall figure, but didn't speak. Su Yu kept her because she is a treasure girl, and maybe there are many abilities that can be obtained, definitely not because of her good figure and good looks. Everyone came to the yacht area at the foot of the mountain. Su Yu's new mid-sized yacht is docked there. When the rich people around saw so many superb girls following Su Yu on the yacht, they were all envious. Who is this? What a hatred. With so many girls, his waist can't be eaten. He doesn't even know him. The takeaway judge who is very popular recently. A few tycoons originally wanted to strike up a conversation, but now they don't dare to show their faces. There are a few tycoons in Gotham City who have a simple folk customs. More or less, it's enough to go in. The widow's sister directly drove the yacht towards the outside of the bay, and the yacht sailed very smoothly. Ada Wong bumped Su Yu. Your housekeeper is really worth it. Even if you speak 8 languages, you can still walk like this when the yacht is on. Su Yu said loudly. What, want me to put sunscreen on you? Okay. He directly carried King Ada, put it on the deck, and started to apply sunscreen evenly. King Ada rolled his eyes, lay on his back, closed his eyes and enjoyed. Su Yu then helped Tifa and Harley apply sunscreen. Although the work is hard, he enjoys it. Selena changed her swimsuit and came out. Although she has evolved to not be afraid of the sun, She still rarely basks in the sun, and her skin is white and glowing. Su Yu lay on the deck and hooked her fingers. It's time to show your real skills and put sunscreen on me. Selena snorted. Okay, Master Silver. Her slender and soft fingers spread the sunscreen oil on Su Yu's body with gentle movements, and Su Yu seemed to fall asleep comfortably. Selena smelled Su Yu's blood and stared at Su Yu's neck. Little tiger teeth popped out involuntarily. One bite, and one dive. My mother actually wears a swimsuit and applies sunscreen to him, at least it's worth dozens of milliliters of blood. Su Yu raised his hand and placed it on Selena's snow-white lap. Selena didn't dare to open her dirty hands, so as not to wake up Su Yu. Just when she was about to bite Su Yu. Wong wong wong. The little black stared at her, showing sharp canine teeth, and screamed wildly. Selena quickly put away her little tiger teeth and gave Su Yu a serious massage. Master Yin, how is this strength? Selena endured so hard that her face turned red. But Xiao He squatted beside him like a loyal guard, staring at Selena. Dog, are you taking me for a thief? I just want some blood. Selena is so frustrated. The widow's sister brought a blood pressure meter and a blood glucose meter here. As the housekeeper in the house, I also need to be a part-time nurse. Your health is also within the scope of my responsibility. Now I will help you measure your blood pressure and blood sugar. Su Yu rolled his eyes. Natasha Romanoff, what the hell is this spy trying to do? Is this trying to steal my blood sample? Still suspecting I'm an alien. Widow's sister tested Harley first. Wow, Harley, you're healthy, your blood sugar and blood pressure are pretty good. Then came Tifa and King Ada. Finally it's her turn, the ultimate goal, Su Yu. Widow's sister saw Su Yu's heart rate. Blood pressure is normal, your heart rate is lower than that of an athlete, 42 per minute. Su Yu said lightly, there's no way, that's how good your health is. Do you want to try the titanium alloy waist? Sister Widow rolled her eyes, took out her blood sugar and aimed at Su Yu's middle finger. It hurts so much, you are taking revenge on me. The widow smiled proudly. Blood sugar, eating so well every day, why didn't you get diabetes or something? Su Yu, this is a sign of wishing me to be healthy. Selena next to her smelled Su Yu's blood, she couldn't hold back. Master, I will help you stop the bleeding. She directly opened her mouth to hold Su Yu's bloody middle finger. Suck, Su Yu screamed, you're stopping the bleeding, I'm about to collapse. He hurriedly pulled out his finger, and in just a short while, Selena had already stolen more than a dozen drops of blood. Selena's eyes lit up, her whole body trembled. She snatched Sister Widow's blood glucose meter and ate the test strip that Su Yu had just tested. Widow's sister, the blood samples she finally collected are gone. She grabbed Selena's neck. Quick, spit it out. Selena is like taking medicine, and her whole body is sublimated. She laughed and laughed, her hands constantly grasping something in front of her eyes blurred. Did she eat a red umbrella and a white pole? Or was she drunk? Su Yu has arrived. This operation frightened everyone else. The little black howled and ran. King Ada took Su Yu's finger and smelled it. Is this blood of Tang Monk? Harley wondered, who is Tang Sang? Su Yu waved. A goddess who passes through the country of the daughter, but only needs to knock the seal. Oh, Harley is even more confused. Selena's blue eyes actually radiated golden light. She clearly felt that her body's blood had absorbed a lot of photon energy, and now she would not feel uncomfortable under strong light. Strength and agility, cell strength has also increased, and soul power has increased. She now knows that Su Yu's blood not only smells good, it's a panacea for Blood Clan. She grabbed Su Yu's hand. Master Yin, I'm not leaving, I must stay by your side. Su Yu shrugged. The salary of 1,800 yuan is a bit high. I may not be able to afford it for a long time. Selena, I actually only need 1,005. Everyone is numb. Su Yu is not a capitalist, it is a waste of talent. The widow muttered, if it goes on like this, in a few days, Selena will pay to be a maid. Su Yu's eyes lit up, this is really possible. Experts have suggested that you can rebate to work to earn work experience. Everyone. Tifa also smelled Su Yu's fingers. It's nothing special, have you poisoned her? Su Yu patted her back. What are you thinking? if there is any poison, I will give it to the boss first. Su Yu stood up, moved his hands and feet, and a fish jumped into the water. Xiao He took Xiao Bai, and Xiao Hua also jumped down. Fried Su Yu with water. Little He, the Philippine diving team has your place. Harley jumped down gracefully and swam over like a mermaid. Her light white arms wrapped around Su Yu's neck. Master, I can't swim, teach me. Several people on the boat scolded. Demon girl, you know how to pretend. Ding, the host has received additional praise from Selena and received a reward, immortality. Immortal, the properties of blood clan, reduce metabolism, reduce the speed of cell division, increase cell strength, and greatly delay aging. Su Yu glanced at Selena who was holding the phone. Sure enough, a treasure girl. Happy times are always short-lived. The sun sets, and Su Yu and his party return home. Night. Su Yu held a barbecue party at home. The food baked with the secret barbecue ingredients will make a few girls greedy. Selena Jean's nose moved, and she wanted to eat it too, but Blood Clan's stomach must have diarrhea after eating these. Only drink more of his blood, maybe I will become the first Blood Clan who can eat normal food. Natasha Romanoff turned grief and anger into strength and filled her stomach. This Selena, she swallowed the blood sample that my mother finally took. She didn't eat a single piece of barbecue, could she be an alien? Widow sister now looks like an alien to everyone. While Su Yu was not paying attention, she stole a piece of roasted wings from him, and suddenly screamed. Ah, so spicy. Su Yu laughed. This is perverted spicy chili noodles. You cheat on me. The widow sister's mouth was madly inhaling, and it was already swollen. Su Yu took out the bagged chili noodles. It's a good thing to season and fight, think of putting chili noodles in the eyes of the enemy, chatter. Everyone felt a chill, it was too sinister. Selena held the barbecue and fed Xiao He very enthusiastically. Good dog, eat my food, be kind to me in the future. Su Yu wanted to make some jokes when the phone rang. It's Iron Man, wouldn't you want me to go to the sky to deliver food again? Stark's anxious voice came over the phone. Sue, I ordered takeout. I saw it, and it will be delivered right away. Iron Man continued. Well, another news, Stan robbed my heart of the reactor, he seems to have built a big guy. Su Yu Mingwu, ordering takeout is fake, let yourself solve the problem is real. No problem, the praise is given, if you want a my way, I will move it for you. He stood up. Girls, I'm going to make money to support my family. King Ada asked. What happened? Stark is in trouble. If he hangs up, my investment will be in jeopardy. I must save it. The widow sister suddenly grabbed Su Yu tightly and looked anxious. Su Yu wondered, when did you care so much about me? The widow hurriedly said, are you long or short of Stark Industries stock right now? Su Yu rolled her eyes, it turned out to be for the money. In the evening, buy a fur stock and clean at home with peace of mind. Give the dogs a bath again. Widow sister is numb, there are so many things. Selena is ready to go, her eyes are shining. Master Yin, take me there, maybe you will get hurt, I will help you stop the bleeding. Tifa is going too, insufficient funds, I'm going to Stark to earn extra money. Only Harley told Su Yu. Master, be careful, or your money won't be spent. Su Yu nodded and flew straight into the sky. Very cool, depend on. The widow sister directly swears. It was installed by him. Selena stared blankly at the sky. It's too strong, if you want to drink blood, you can only outsmart it, and a strong attack must be impossible. Chapter 91. Su Yu just flew not long ago. Suddenly received a call from Wonder Woman. Where are you happy? It's been a few days and you haven't been looking for me. Hearing such a bitter voice, what can Su Yu say? I was just about to deliver takeout and save Tony Stark by the way. Diana's hands itch after hearing Su Yu's words. Take me, I haven't moved my muscles for a long time. Okay, wait for me at home. Su Yu drew an electric welding circle on the spot and sent it directly to Diana's home. Diana was changing gear when she was caught on the spot by Su Yu. He's definitely going up to help undress. Diana is messy. Aren't you in a hurry to deliver food? It's okay, although Stark's Mark Generation reactor is a knockoff, it can last for a while, and he has to grow up. Let Su Yu say, what can Diana say, who is afraid of who? Wait for your legs to get soft, don't cry when you get beaten down by Stan. 153. California, Stark Industrial Park. A bald old man is beating Iron Man in a fat mech. Haha, Tony, your battle suit is too conservative. Tony is dodging the heavy hammer of the opponent's mech while watching the time. Why hasn't my takeaway arrived yet? Stan laughs. Tony, you've been beaten up, thinking about takeout at this time. Iron Man shook his head. The joy of receiving takeaways, you don't understand. Stan thinks Tony is crazy. Since you are crazy, then I will send you to see your father. Whoosh. The huge mechanical arm of the mecha slammed towards Iron Man at such a fast speed that it seemed to cut through the air, making a screeching sound. Boom. A girl in armor falls from the sky, blocking Stan's inevitable blow with her shield. Stan's mecha was also knocked out by the reaction force. Tony, your takeaway has arrived, it shouldn't be too late. Suyu also flew down from the sky and handed the takeaway bag to Iron Man. It's a little late today, aren't you? Iron Man glanced at Suyu and Diana, and the connotations were self-evident. Yes, we also watched the moon together on the way. Diana quickly answered. Stan got up from the ground. HMPH, I thought I was waiting for a takeaway, but I went to shake people. His robotic arm is aimed at Suyu. Whoosh. A small bomb flew over and exploded. Suyu's body flashed gold, blocking the shock wave of the bomb. Excessive. Don't think that you can treat a kind takeaway brother like this if you have money. Wife, he bullied me. Diana jumped directly on Stan's mecha and kicked Stan out again. Iron Man is sour. What a powerful woman. With such a backing, it is not to walk sideways on the earth, the key is to still look so beautiful. Suyu took out a cup of milk tea and drank it. Iron Man also took a cup of milk tea from the takeout, opened the mask of the battle suit, and drank the milk tea leisurely. Suyu looked at his slightly pale face. What's the matter with you? Palladium poisoning is dying. Iron Man suddenly felt that the milk tea in his hand was not fragrant. It's a little poisonous, so I won't die so quickly, I just have to drink chlorophyll that is hard to swallow every day. Suyu nodded. That's good, or I'm going to get rid of Stark Industries. Iron Man, thank you for looking up to me so much. Suyu always felt that Tony wasn't really thanking himself. Pepper calls Tony. Tony, how are you? It's okay, I'm drinking milk tea. Here comes Sue. That's good. With him, I'm relieved. Tony felt very ashamed. Isn't your idol me? Little Pepper laughed. But, I think he's better. Tony got a little angry. You can easily lose the boss's favor like this. However, now Sue is also an important shareholder of our company, and the shares have exceeded 5%. Tony glanced at Suyu. Suyu shrugged. Then I would like to thank you for closing the weapons manufacturing department and making me rich. Is this considered inside information? There's a play over there, Wonder Woman tyrannizing the 70-year-old. Stan was going crazy, and suddenly a takeaway husband and wife team rushed out. The female warrior in armor is so strong. He glanced at Suyu and Stark who were drinking milk tea and chatting, and instantly became angry. He frantically launched small missiles that sent Diana flying, jumped, and killed Suyu. I'll take your man directly as a hostage. Suyu stood up and patted the dust. The old man is coming to pinch soft persimmons. Suyu also jumped straight into Stan. Iron Man was taken aback. It's so simple and rude. Do you need to be so tough? Golden light. Boom. A loud bang. Suyu collided with the mecha. The mecha was hit by a groove, flew out, and fell to the ground. Suyu landed and patted the oil on his body. This dress is scrapped. Diana jumped to Suyu's side. It's too weak, I've just warmed up, isn't there anything I can play better? Suyu felt that Diana was floating. Should I help her the next time she's beaten by Doomsday? Diana saw Suyu's expression. Well, your expression is very unscrupulous, thinking of something bad. Suyu laughed. I'm thinking, you and Superman's head, who is more iron? Diana raised her head. It's better to know than that. Little Pepper asked anxiously. Tony, what's wrong? It's all right, Stan was knocked out, let's not talk about it, I'm going to duel Stan. Iron Man didn't want to lose face in front of Chili Pepper. Artificial Intelligence JARVIS came out in time to bubble. Sir, your current reactor is the Mark generation, and you can't fly and fight for a long time. In other words, you are not Stan's opponent. You'd better ask Sue for help. Iron Man was very embarrassed and pouted. Jarvis, I want you to know that the most powerful thing in human beings is not their strength, but their brains. He flew up and looked at Stan, who just got up. Stan looked at the takeaway couple in fear, and saw that the two didn't seem to plan to take action, and he couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Tony, you thought you were the only one who could fly. Although Stan's mecha was bloated, thick smoke spewed from his feet, and he also flew. Let's fight in the sky. The two climbed into the sky in battle suits. Suyu pointed at Stan, who was smoking. The exhaust gas of this mech is estimated to be unable to pass the national first standard, and it will definitely not be able to go on the road. Diana took a few steps, and suddenly her feet staggered. Suyu helped her up and said with concern, "Why are your legs weak?" Diana is in a hurry. It's not, you fool. She looked at the sky worriedly. Where are they going to fly? Suyu touched her chin. Iron Man definitely wants to take advantage of the temperature, so by the time Stan's mech freezes, they'll fall. Diana couldn't even think of breaking her head. What does freezing have to do with fighting? Suyu touched her head. You have lived in vain for thousands of years, all growing your body, not your brain. Diana hit directly with a shield. I think I'm old now. I used to call it Brittany. Now. Suyu blocked the shield. I really didn't call you Mrs. Niu. At this moment, the widow's sister sent a video. Boss, how is it? Are you still alive? Suyu rolled her eyes. Why, want to inherit my mansion? It's still possible for me to inherit your inheritance with tears in my eyes. Suyu pointed to the sky. Tony and Stan went to the sky to fight. I couldn't fly, so I had to wait down there. Sister Widow snorted. This guy doesn't tell the truth. Selena's little head squeezed over. Master Yin, are you injured and bleeding? Don't rush to bandage, come back quickly and I'll disinfect you. Saliva disinfection. Suyu shook his head, no one really cared about himself. Suyu hung up the video. Diana quietly pinched Suyu's waist. Who is this little goblin with cute blue eyes and little tiger teeth? Suyu screamed. This person is not simple, he is a vampire, and he wants to seek my blood. HMPH, then you want to keep her at home. Where can I find a maid for 1,500 United States dollars a month? I can speak 30 languages, I can learn classical literature, I can paint, and I can play the piano. They are all masters. Let her take care of the children at home, and she can take several training classes less, which is so money saving. Suyu's abacus hits a bang. Diana asks one of the most crucial questions. Would you mind giving your child to a vampire? Suyu touched her chin. This is indeed a problem. Iron Man stumbled and flew down. He took off his helmet. Get Stan, and ultimately rely on wisdom. Suyu shook his head. Look behind you. Iron Man looked back. Stan's mecha is standing behind him, staring at him with murderous intent. I haven't killed you yet. He stretched out his hand to give Stan an energy cannon, only to find that the battle suit in his palm had been scrapped. Suyu shook his head and sighed, this guy just doesn't have a long memory. The next time I face Thanos, I seem to have this negligence. Stan grabbed Iron Man and squeezed hard, killing him. Suyu waved his hand, fear spell. Stan screamed. Why can't bald head grow back hair? Howard Stark, why are you smarter than me? The stock price down again. Stan screamed. Tony started screaming. Little Pepper, don't ignore me. Magneto, don't come here. I'm out of money. My kidneys are bad. Rat, there are mice in the hole. Suyu shook his head. It turns out that Iron Man has a lot of false things. I was locked in a cave by terrorists before and there is still a shadow. No wonder made an anti-Magneto battle suit. Diana shook her head. The most vulnerable human being is always the spirit. She walked over, grabbed Iron Man, and kicked Stan away. When Stan's spirit is in chaos, Suyu has another mental hypnotic ability. You are an invincible baboon. Stan commanded the mecha arm to slap his chest frantically. The mecha is sunk, and the 7 orifices that he hit directly bleed to death. Suyu patted the pale Iron Man. Stan died of a sudden neuropathy. You should explain it, let's go first. Iron Man nodded. Let's go first, I'll take care of the rest. Su-Yu just walked a few steps, then turned around and said, don't forget to rate it. Diana shook her head. You're getting good reviews. Su-Yu took Diana to a hidden place, directly through a portal, and returned to her home in New York. Diana rubbed her eyes. Can you not put the portal in my bedroom? I'm so afraid of being attacked by you. Su-Yu shrugged. I'm sorry, I'm most familiar with the environment here. This welding ring needs to memorize the surrounding layout to stimulate it. You think it's easy? Diana rolled her eyes. You're right. Su-Yu squeezed her chin. It's time to show your true strength. Diana screamed. Fellow, kill me. Ding, the host has been praised by Iron Man. The completion rate is 98%, and the reward, lightning fruit and lightning immunity. Thunder and lightning fruit has the violence of thunder and the speed of electricity. Su-Yu just took a break from the meeting, and the voice of the system sounded in his mind. With the lightning ability, you are still immune to lightning. Unlike Brother Hammer, who is afraid of being electrocuted. This is possible. Su-Yu took out the lightning fruit and ate it directly. Diana glanced at. The old lady is exhausted, you actually steal it. Soon Diana could not lie down. Su-Yu's body began to beat white arcs, and the whole body was covered with electricity. Diana screamed in convulsions, and finally got out of bed and avoided Su-Yu. You've turned into a power bank. Su-Yu felt the call of the thunder in the sky and seemed to be bombarded soon. I'll evacuate first, or your house will collapse. Su-Yu went straight to the outskirts of New York with a wall-piercing technique and shrinking into an inch. Boom! The thunder of the sky continued to bombard Su-Yu. Huge amounts of electric current passed through his body and conducted to the ground. Su-Yu's body is constantly baptized by thunder, and each body cell can store thunder and lightning. The impurities hidden in the depths of the body are also discharged, and the blood and agility of the whole person are boosted by huge amounts of. After half an hour, the sky finally stopped thundering. Su-Yu feels better than ever. He looks at his properties panel. Host. Su-Yu, blood 172, agility 201, spirit 161, average value for ordinary people is 8. The host's reputation has spread throughout the United States, and even to some areas of the Atlantic and Pacific. You can receive more orders from superhero. Come on, the attribute has skyrocketed by dozens, and the agility has exceeded 200. Su-Yu jumped lightly, disappeared directly in place, and came to a place more than 10 meters away. He shook his fist. This physical fitness should be no problem to beat the Hammer. I don't know how to face Hulk. Su-Yu sighed. The rewards of superhero are really rich. I must stare at the superhero in the future. With a finger of his hand, a thunderbolt appeared out of thin air and smashed the boulder in front of him into slag. This power Su-Yu was very satisfied. He drew a welding circle and returned home. Harley looked at Su-Yu's tattered appearance, tears streaming down her face. Master, how are you? Su-Yu patted Harley. It's okay, I'm better than ever, wait for me to take a shower first. Harley couldn't believe it. Su-Yu's clothes were all torn and smoking. She ran out to find everyone to discuss. Just after saying something, Selena's eyes lit up, kicked open the bathroom door, and rushed in. Master Yin, are you injured? Let me stop the bleeding for you. Su-Yu screamed. You rascal, get out of here quickly. Selena ran out blushing. The widow's sister looked at her inquiringly. Selena murmured, no wonder he wasn't injured, his muscles are so perfect, and his blood smells better. Su-Yu's blood baptized by thunder, not only has photon energy, but also power of the thunder and lightning, which is even more attractive to Selena. Widow, this guy's muscles are good looking, but it's not like that. Selena ran away like a fly and came back with a pot. I want to taste his bath water. Widow's sister and Harley looked at each other. This guy is helpless. Bai has a cold face, but he's licking dogs. Su-Yu took a shower, wrapped a towel around and came out cursing. It's not safe to take a shower these days, and the repair fee for Selena's bathroom door is deducted from your salary. He turned around and looked. Seeing that the three of them were looking at themselves with shining eyes, they almost drooled. Su-Yu looked down and saw that after being baptized by thunder this time, the muscles of this body were indeed perfected a lot. It can be said that it is the previous plus version. He pouted. Forget the two of them drooling. Harley, how many times have you watched it and have no immunity at all? Harley muttered. I have a hunch that it feels different. Hash hash. He beckoned to Selena and gave her a drop of blood from his fingers. After Selena absorbed a drop of blood, she slumped to the ground with convulsions. This blood energy is so good. There is also the power of thunder. There seems to be lightning in her blue eyes. Selena now understands those who are harmed by drugs. I really can't get rid of it once I get it. The taste of this blood has been engraved in the depths of my soul. Harley started chasing people. Okay, everyone is tired, let's go back to our rooms and rest. Sister Widow and Selena looked at each other. Were they running for a rest? The two left angrily. The door closed. Su-yu screamed. Harley, didn't you say you were tired? At noon the next day, Tony Stark held a press conference. Originally planned to read according to the manuscript paper Phil Coulson gave him, but in the end, he did not go the usual way and admitted that he was the Iron Lump, Iron Man. This low-key personality is no longer there. Nick Fury urges Widow Sister, pay close attention to Su-yu. Stan killed himself with a sudden mental illness. I don't believe it at all, it must be sus ghost. The Widow Sister still found Su-yu's dander. After analysis, it was found that in addition to the strong cell strength, she was still from the Earth. Natasha Romanoff, how's your research on Sue's psychic power? The widow shrugged. I've tried the cantilever thorns, but apart from the pain, I didn't gain anything. Then keep lurking. Time goes by day. In addition to occasionally delivering takeaways these days, Su-yu is sunbathing, absorbing photon energy, and being familiar with the use of Thunderbolt. Xiaohei has grown very fast and is now bigger than an average pit bull. With those strong muscles, it is no problem to bite a few Tibetan Mastiffs. All three dogs were lying around Su-yu, enjoying the soft photon energy. Selena squatted beside Su-yu. The air around the main silver is more fragrant. Natasha Romanoff swears in the distance. Selena, spending money to get you back is not to make you dazed. Come here quickly, the flowers planted a few days ago are dying again. Su-yu shook his head. His garden has never been built, and some fruit trees are planted to death. Without him, Widow Sister and Selena, and Harley, all three are rookies in planting. Looks like a gardener is missing to take care of the garden. Selena sighed. I just want to lie down beside my master, why is it so difficult? Su-yu took out her phone. Another day without harvest, too few superhero pop-up, even less takeaway. He called Batman's number, but there was a beeping sound. Batman lost contact. Su-yu checked the news on her phone. Bruce Wayne lost his Wayne Group stock and is now a pauper. Still missing. As this already slept by Miranda, and the spine broken by Bane. The speed of falling of the eldest brother on the list flashed Su-yu's waist. He stood up. Okay, girls, do you want a Batman motorcycle? Sister Widow's eyes lit up, and the little hoe in her hand was instantly thrown to the ground. Looks like it's going to be a big deal. Selena is still lazy. It's boring, can a Bat motorcycle drink the blood of its owner? The widow rolled her eyes. You're terminally ill, and you can't be saved. Harley is still at work. Su-yu took two unemployed people and rode the Batmobile directly to the Batcave below Wayne Manor. At the same time, Bane and his subordinates also came here to pick wool. The two men meet unexpectedly. When the three of Su-yu arrived, Bane has taken possession of 3 Batmobiles and is using a computer to decipher the programs inside. Su-yu came out of the darkness. Hey guys, this car doesn't seem to be yours. Bane, who was wearing a roar mask, was taken aback for a moment, and said in a hoarse voice. Batman has been defeated by me, these things belong to me. The Widow Sister pointed to the crowd. Get your dirty hands off my chariot. Su-yu secretly called out a good guy. It's her chariot, Shield is not a good person. Bane jumped from the chariot. Want to grab a chariot? Yes, beat me. After defeating Batman last time, this guy is gone. Su-yu asked a question that I have wanted to ask for a long time. That Mr. Bane, how do you eat with the roar mask on? Bane, definitely took it down to eat. Although it was a little uncomfortable. Su-yu nodded. Okay, then I'll be fine. The Widow Sister walked out slowly, hooked her finger to Bane. Big fat man, don't waste your time, I'll pick you up. Bane clenched her casserole fist. Looks like I'm going to kill the flowers today. Hot. Su Yu had an answer in an instant. Boom, boom, boom. Natasha Romanoff and Bane fought, with Bane winning in strength and Widow's sister in flexibility. For a while, the two couldn't help each other. Bane is so hot, I didn't expect that a thankly woman would be so difficult to deal with. Turn off the lights. In an instant, the entire Batcave was pitch black. Bane lived in an instant. He grew up in a dark environment, fighting, and Batman was defeated by him in a dark environment. Although the Widow's sister has also experienced dark training, she is not Bane's opponent. Soon she only had the strength to parry, and she was about to be defeated. Su Yu shook his head. Don't talk about martial arts, Selena taught him to be a man in the past. Selena's blue eyes glowed with golden light, and she jumped up and kicked Bane to the ground with one kick. Bane got up and attacked, but Selena expected the enemy to be the first, and was thrown to the ground. The night can be said to be the world of vampires, sucking Su Yu's blood. Selena's strength and agility are crushing Bane. Boom. Bane's strong body fell heavily to the ground. He quickly asked his men to turn on the light. Selena glanced at the Widow's sister who was panting. Your skill, the salary is high. Widow's sister, this is despised. Fire. Comes, he will kill Sister Widow and Selena. She thought to herself. The old lady is just a spy, she uses her brain, not her physical strength. Bane points to Su Yu. If you have the ability, don't hide behind a woman, we will go head to head. Selena and Sister Widow looked at each other. Are you sure this guy's eyes are okay? Su Yu clapped her hands. You are very discerning, and finally found the weakest among us. Bane looks at Su Yu. Men should be like me, your legs are not as thick as my arms, too weak. Really? Su Yu stepped out, shrinking into an inch, lightly rubbing Bane's face with his hand, and backing away. Bane, tickle. Soon Bane felt that something was wrong. His face, the roar suction machine was covered with chili powder, it was the kind of perverted spicy. What? Bane screamed, it was Roar's pain. Water, water, ah. Bane felt that every time he sucked Roar, it was like being cut by a knife, and all the snot and tears came out. Sister Widow and Selena looked at each other. Too brutal. Grab the bamboo shoots. Bane's little brother shoots the three. With a wave of Su Yu's hand, the bullets in flight fell to the ground. Selena and Natasha Romanoff returned fire with pistols, and they were very accurate, killing several Bane boys in no time. The screaming Bane was dragged away by the younger brother. Selena is still chasing. Su Yu waved. Don't chase the poor, let's pack up the spoils. Widow's sister jumped into a chariot, began to decrypt. Su Yu lifted her down. You can't even win Bane, and you'll have a motorcycle in the sky. He didn't want the Batmobile to be plotted by S.H.I.E.L.D. Su Yu separated the motorcycle from the chariot and threw two to the Widow's sister and Selena. Okay, you go back first. Selena, wearing a leather jacket and leather pants, stepped on the motorcycle with her long legs, and her curves made Su Yu hungry. Sister Widow pouted, twisted her slender waist, lay on the Bat motorcycle, started a pole dance, and said coquettishly. Boss, how is it? Su Yu waved and told them to get out of here. Less fever. He put away the other chariots, inspired a welding ring, and went to Kamar Taj Catwoman's quarters. Dear Cat, look what I brought you. Su Yu took out a Bat motorcycle. Catwoman stretched her waist, the wide robe still could not hide her proud figure. This thing is a bit outdated, and now I go out and draw welding circles. She came over and touched Su Yu's abdominal muscles. Hey, have you been working out recently? She tore Su Yu's t-shirt. This muscle is really hungry. Su Yu waved. I'm here to give you a gift. Since you don't want it, forget it, goodbye. Don't go. 3. Catwoman shouted and fell to her knees. Su Yu, do you need this? What did you do to make me sorry? Hurry up and help me, my legs were weak just now. Su Yu was speechless, so he had to help Catwoman get up and chat with her, discussing whether the catmow bites hurt or not. Bane went back to the house, and the whole person is still not good. Miranda stroked his face with her hand. Who is so cruel? Listen to them calling him Sue, it should be the takeaway judge. Bane took out a business card. He also threw me a business card and asked the takeaway to find him. Miranda pouted. This takeaway brother, this is robbery. The two of them can't wait to rush over now and blow up Suyu's villa. In the end, reason prevailed. He is too weird, don't have a head-on conflict for the time being, and when the nuclear bomb explodes, he won't be able to escape. When Suyu returned home, it was the beginning of the lanterns. The widow's sister is walking Xiao He on a bat motorcycle. She made a 180-degree turn, rushed out, and played the motorcycle very slippery. Giggle, Xiao He, hurry up, haven't you eaten, like your master, stupid. Xiao He sticks out his tongue and tries his best to chase after the widow's sister. Selena was still teasing Shalwa and Xiaobai lazily. Ji Yuying felt sorry for herself. Hey, it's another day when I didn't get the Lord's silver blood, Xiaobai, why am I so pitiful? Suyu shrugged, one was attacking him in life, the other was trying to bite him. This family is not very harmonious. A fragrant wind blows. After get off work, Harley rushed into Suyu's arms. Master, people miss you so much. Suyu patted her. Who are you going to play tonight? Harley smiled embarrassedly. What, they are serious people. She raised her head. Master, I found you a gardener. Becca, how are you going to reward me? Gardener, Suyu is a little weird. Harley tapped Suyu's abs with his fingers. A beautiful woman volunteered to be a gardener, and said she didn't need a salary, just food and shelter. Nani, and such a good thing. Did she have any plans for me? Harley smiled. She was still a female college student and knew a lot about plants. You said it so well. I can't help but see her. Call her for an interview tomorrow. The next morning, widow's sister and Selena are like enemies. Roll, to roll. It's already very annoying to have 1005 months, and now there is someone who doesn't want wages. Selena muttered, if you don't want money, you're trying to impress people. If you want to steal my blood, my mother wants her to look good. The one who entered the door was King Ada in uniform. Widow's sister, isn't it a fool for a detective who is full of good welfare to not do it? Suyu looked behind King Ada. It's the poor Poison Ivy in a white shirt. He took King Ada. What's the situation? King Ada rolled his eyes at him. I'll send you a beautiful girl. How are you? Are you transgender? Or transgender? Why do I hate listening to words so much? I've eaten gunpowder. King Ada snorted. If it wasn't for Harley's strong recommendation and Dean Quessie's permission, this good thing would have been your turn. The original Harley application. Due to the ineffectiveness of the treatment, Poison Ivy was placed in a sunny location with lots of trees. Poison Ivy will be fitted with electronic shackles and will not be able to leave the 5-kilometer range of Suyu's large villa. Is Poison Ivy arranged for me to reform through labor? Suyu Mingwu. Poison Ivy obviously took care of herself today, and her fiery red hair was well groomed. She also wore a very conservative white shirt, although because of her hot body, one button had burst. She whispered, Sue, I can manipulate plants. I will give the garden and orchard to me. I promise to take good care of you. I don't need a penny of salary. I also bring my own mobile phone, so I can ask you for takeout every day. Suyu glanced at Sister Widow and Selena. Look at people's consciousness. Look at you again. Selena muttered, if I reduce it again, it will be lower than the minimum wage in Gotham City. The widow pouted, I haven't asked you to buy Social Security yet. Suyu glared, okay, Social Security, right. I'll buy it for you. First check if you have Social Security from other companies. Widow's sister was stunned. She knew Suyu's hacking skills. What if he sees SHIELD's Social Security? She quickly grabbed Suyu's hand and almost pleaded. Boss, I think my salary is too high. I voluntarily reduce my salary by 500 and don't need Social Security. Suyu nodded. Well, since you're so sincere, I'll reluctantly accept it. He looked at Selena again. Fingers are pierced, nutrition can't keep up, and I won't my hands in the future. Selena holds Suyu's other hand. I'm also willing to take a pay cut of 500, as long as 1,000 a month. Suyu reluctantly agrees. Sister Widow and Selena glared at Poison Ivy, it's all her. Dead man roll. Poison Ivy smiled and glanced at the two widow sisters proudly, very provocative. Selena laughed, and sure enough, none of the girls here are fuel-efficient lamps. The widow sister first made things difficult for her. As the housekeeper here, I am very suspicious of your gardener ability. Have you passed the certificate? How many gardeners are you? Poison Ivy shrugged. Shirt burst again, a button. I've never taken the test, you can think of me as a new gardener. Su Yu's heart trembled. The girl was too economical, and the clothes were so ill-fitting that she barely wore them. Several people came to the garden. Poison Ivy screamed. Who takes care of this garden? Lilacs and daffodils are planted together, as well as mint, lily of the valley. These can't be planted together, they will die. Everyone looked at Mrs. Widow. 3,000 yuan salary, I am already very good. The widow's sister is also very aggrieved. Poison Ivy carefully transplanted the flowers in different places, watered them. With a wave of her hand, the flowers that had withered before quickly stood upright, thriving. Poison Ivy looked at Su Yu tenderly, bowed his head slightly. Master, are you satisfied? Su Yu looked at the neckline. Well, quite satisfied. Poison Ivy passed the interview and she quickly made a plan, where to plant fruit trees and blueberries, so that everyone can achieve fruit freedom in the future. No wages, but still create value. Su Yu raised both hands for the arrival of Poison Ivy. He pulled King Ada aside. You put Poison Ivy here, should you give some subsidy or something? King Ada almost cried, and the front foot said that he was very satisfied, and the back foot was about to come for a subsidy. She ran away angrily, without leaving a penny of subsidy. Everyone has a new understanding of Su Yu's capitalist inferiority. Poison Ivy tugged Su Yu's sleeve. Boss, I will make a wooden house in the woods and live there in the future, okay? Su Yu nodded. This is whatever you want. Ivy also went straight to the grove, pressed her hand on a big tree, the vines began to shapeshift, and finally formed an exquisite wooden house on the tree. She waved her hand, and many flowers and plants were dotted around the wooden house, which looked very beautiful. Su Yu went back to rest, and the system prompted that there was a takeaway order to grab. Ivy ordered, "It's really good." He quickly went to take out, got into the woods with the takeout, and arrived at Ivy's hut in a few steps. As soon as I entered the hut, Ivy hugged Su Yu directly. Su, they just took a bath, is it fragrant? Su Yu found that Ivy was not wearing a white shirt, but made clothes out of leaves, and the exposed waist was white and eye-catching. Beauty, your takeaway has arrived. Ivy smiled. I heard that you have obsessions and must get good reviews. Should you please me? What can Su Yu say? The customer is God. He and Ivy had a heated discussion about botany. After testing, the quality of the cabin was still a little bit poor, and it almost collapsed. Ivy with red hair buried in Su Yu's arms. Su, in addition to loving plants, I will love you with all my heart. Su Yu comforted Poison Ivy, staggered down the tree, and sighed. It turns out that free is the most expensive. Poison Ivy's energy is something I didn't expect. Ding, the host has been praised by Poison Ivy, the completion rate is 100%, and the reward, release mental toxins. Spirit plus 20. 100% satisfaction. Su Yu Yishi, this psychotoxin can cause hallucinations. Poison Ivy once used it to control Superman. Used in conjunction with my spiritual hypnotic ability, not many people should be able to resist it, and it gave me 20 points of spiritual power. Poison Ivy is really a treasure girl with good physical strength. Su Yu teased Xiaohei. The sky was already dark. Selena stood on the phone by the pool, looking impatient. Okay, don't bother me, I won't go back. I've hunted werewolves for 6 centuries and I'm tired. I live very well here, he treats me very well. Don't put Victor on me, he's going to sleep for a long time. 5. I'll be here for 200 years unless my boss dies. Hash hash. This girl only intends to let me live the rhythm of 200 years. The widow's sister suddenly appeared behind Su Yu. Did you hear? She's at least a few hundred years old. So old. Su Yu rolled her eyes. Then how old are you? How old are you? Is the blood still there? The widow is on fire. My mother is not such a casual person. You think I look like that Poison Ivy? It's only my first day. I'm embarrassed to point out you. Su Yu said lightly, but others are indeed blood. Widow's sister glared at Su Yu fiercely. I'm the woman you never dreamed of in your life. Su Yu shrugged. Each other. The two broke up unhappy. The next day Su Yu just came down from Ivy's cabin. Selena found Su Yu with a bad face. Master Silver, I'm going back to Europe. Su Yu helped her down. What's the matter? Yesterday he said he would stay with me for 200 years, how long has it been? Selina whispered. I'm Blood Clan, as you know. Craven's fool said that to impeach me in Parliament, I have to go back and deal with it. I'm so sick of it, I can't smell you, I can't get through this day. Su thought about it, he has not been to Europe yet, and there are few takeaway orders here recently, so he might as well try his luck in Europe. I'll go with you. Selina surprised. That would be great. She shook her head immediately. I don't want it anymore, your blood is so tempting, I'm afraid they will besiege you. It's okay, I don't think any vampire can handle me yet. But the European Holy See is also very powerful. They have a group of superpowers under them, and their power should not be underestimated. Su shrugged. I'm just a delivery boy, you must be a little worried. That night, Su announced that he was going to Europe for a few days. The widow is clamoring to go. Harley also expressed that he does not want to go to work. Ivy said that without Su, the flowers would not smell good anymore. Su is speechless. I don't usually see how much you like me, but this time, the people who have something to do are all vampires, with sharp teeth, very terrifying. Selina showed her little tiger teeth. People are so cute, they say horror. In the end, Su asked Harley to teach the widow sister some ways to exercise her mental strength. If you practice well, I'll come back and teach you hypnotic ability. The widow sister smiled instantly. Boss, I must practice hard. Harley brought a designer bag, Poison Ivy asked for some seeds, and Su agreed. Staying at home lately, Gotham will be very unhappy, watch out for Bane and Miranda. The widow rolled her eyes. Miranda, Batman's concubine, why didn't you warn him in advance? It's brother. Su shook her head. What do you know, Batman is really my brother, remind me in advance, Batman can't sleep with her. Everyone almost fell down, this reason is really too good. Widow sister split, you really are a brother. Man, hee hee. Gotham Airport, Selina took Su's hand and sniffed his neck happily. Smell it every day and feel refreshed. Su patted her. Low profile. Selina is white, beautiful, long legs, beautiful and sassy, and many men pay attention to her. Su embraced her waist and swore sovereignty. Selina is also a little girl only in the face of Su. The two got off the plane in Vienna. As soon as Selina got off the plane, she regained her high coldness. She had already negotiated with Su. This time Su pretended to be her blood slave and sneaked in. Su, let's stay in Vienna for one night and then take the train back, okay? Su nodded. I'm a blood slave, you decide. Selina gave Su a white look. The two first booked a luxury hotel. Su has never been to Paris, and Selina is a guide. The Schönbrunn Palace, the Golden Hall, and so on, let's go to see it naturally. In the evening, Selina brought 153 Su to the flea market in Vienna. Su, there are a lot of good goods here. I came here to set up a street stall more than 100 years ago. Su is immune to the girl around her who constantly talks about what she did hundreds of years ago. Grandma, walk slowly and don't fall. Selina hits Su and pouts angrily. HMPH, I hate that people are getting old. Okay, how do you forgive me? Selina's eyes lit up. A drop of blood, just a drop. Su shook her head. After all, it's still a business. The two continued to visit the market. Su bought some nice-looking crafts, packed up and went back to the hotel. However, Selina was paid attention to by people with a heart, and the news spread. The two returned to the hotel. Selina hummed in a charming manner. I'm going to take a shower first. Su took the opportunity to send a video message to Harley to be safe. Widow sister walks around in the video intentionally or unintentionally. Let Natalie, have you bathed the dogs today? The widow sister rolled her eyes at him. Worry about me being lazy when I go out. Thank you so much. Su chatted with Poison Ivy again and hung up. Selina came out wearing a bath towel. Her hair was wet and scattered on her shoulders, and her skin was crystal clear and very attractive. Su instantly felt that she should start chatting with her about the art of the Renaissance. Selina is also quite powerful, proficient in painting, sculpture, Shakespeare literature. The two chatted directly all night, during which Selina was so happy that she bit Su's fingertips and sucked a few drops of blood. The morning sun shines in through the gaps in the curtains. Selena's head rested on Suyu's arm, a lazy look. I really don't want to move at all, why don't I go back tomorrow? Suyu put her hand on her snow-white fragrant shoulder. Well, I'll have breakfast first. What? In the afternoon, Selena took Suyu to go shopping, and at night, she was still on the road. Selena held Suyu's arm with a happy look on her face. It turns out that it feels so good to have a boyfriend. I feel that I have lived in vain for the past 600 years. You are my first boyfriend, so fragrant. Suyu tapped her chin. Human fragrance or blood fragrance? You only found a boyfriend in 600 years, don't you want to change it? Selena muttered. Definitely don't change it. Don't change it if you kill it, you are my long-term blood ticket. I will die if you don't smell it. Suyu. Passing the exit of a subway station, Suyu felt a touch of murderous intent. Selena looked around. There are Blood Clan people, and werewolves. She instantly regained her noble and cold temperament. Let's go and see. Suyu also instantly entered the state of playing blood slave. Okay, listen to you. The two followed into the subway station. The strong black man in the front is a werewolf, and they seem to be stalking the man in front of them. Selena whispered. Suyu saw that it was Michael, the male protagonist of Underworld, and he was also targeted by werewolves and vampires, which was also pitiful. Selena, a small flat-headed vampire, was surprised to find that Selena was also here, and Roar was startled. Hearing the shout, the black man looked back and recognized Xiaopingtu as a vampire at a glance. He directly took out two small submachine guns, and it was a burst of fire at this side. Suyu kicked the small flathead, hugged Selena and hid behind the pillar. Werewolves don't talk about martial arts. Don't say a word. Blood Clan and werewolves are deadly enemies, nothing to say. Selena pulled out two pistols from her waist and shot over there. Xiaoping looked at Suyu with some doubts. What are you looking at? Not going to fight werewolves? No future. Suyu shook his head. Xiaopingtu couldn't figure out Suyu's identity, so he didn't dare to refute it. Suyu shook his head again. Poor marksmanship. He took out the Desert Eagle and shot the werewolf a few times. Boom, bang, bang. Although Suyu's bullets are not specially made silver bullets, but the Desert Eagle is very powerful and can beat the black werewolf. Wow wow. The black werewolf smashed the subway window and jumped directly into the tracks. The other werewolf was not so lucky, was wounded by Suyu, and was shot by Selena, and got a headshot. Selena looked back at Suyu. You're not hurt. Suyu shook her head. Fine. Selena was relieved and at the same time seemed a little lost. This ambivalence makes Suyu fire. He slapped Selena's beautiful dolphin. What are you thinking? I didn't feed you enough. Selena smiled embarrassedly. Who told your blood to be so good? Xiaopingtu was stunned. For hundreds of years, Selena had never seen a smile, and the man beat her. Could it be that Selena Iceberg is also in love? Her spring is here too. But he's human. Selena glanced at him. You go back first. She pulled Suyu and chased out. The tunnel under the subway extends in all directions, and the black werewolf has already escaped without a trace. Selena had to give up after searching around. Suyu held her. Listen, what sound? The howls of werewolves could be vaguely heard from the sewer in the distance, and there were a lot of them. Selena frowned. Didn't Craven say that the werewolves were almost killed? Why are there so many werewolves? Suyu shrugged. Is there a possibility that this guy is actually colluding with a werewolf? Vampires and werewolves colluding. Selena seemed to hear a funny joke. Suyu shook her head. Vampires and werewolves are all married and have children together. It's not impossible for them to collude. Why did you see me cheating on you? Selena muttered. I often lie to me or not, and I'm embarrassed to say it. Suyu pulled her over and took a few bites. Go back, I want family law to deal with you. Selena instantly became shy. It's so cruel. The two returned to the vicinity of the hotel, and Suyu pulled Selena aside. It's being watched. Selena's blue eyes looked over there, and found several well-built people. It's someone from the Holy See. I guess they found me. Suyu shook her head. You Blood Clan have so many enemies. Selena explains. The Knights of the Holy See us as enemies and have always wanted to destroy us. Suyu didn't like the Holy See in Europe, all kinds of scandals were frequent, and many of those cardinals were even more powerful. Let's leave here and head to the headquarters in Budapest. Selina took Su Yu and stole a car and left Vienna. Inside the hotel, a blonde young man with a crossed sword on his back was looking obsessively at a female knight with an excellent figure in leather armor. Daddario just got the news that Selina killed a werewolf with a human and then disappeared. The female knight is tall and has long legs and a hot body. She has a pair of clear blue eyes, very beautiful, and her eyes are like the stars in the sea. Her eyelids are slightly sunken, the curled eyelashes and the curved eyebrows are invisible and glamorous, which is breathtakingly beautiful. If Su Yu saw this girl, she would definitely be shocked. Roar, isn't she the girl in True Detective? Daddario frowned. Looks like she's found us, and now I have to go to Budapest to see if I can stop them. Blonde young man nodding. I told my father to let him send more knights. Daddario frowned secretly. This Lois is the illegitimate child of the cardinal, and he does not avoid suspicion at all. Still showing off as the son of Cardinal Phil, and wanting to pursue himself. Daddario left the hotel first. Let the knights everywhere keep an eye on them. Lois stared at Daddario's back, his eyes glowing with evil light. Vienna to Budapest is more than 300 kilometers away. At the moment the sky is raining. On the winding road, Selina's blue eyes stared at the road, driving seriously. Su Yu was resting on her lap, lying comfortably. Master Yin, can you get up and go down? Selina shyly said. Su Yu is definitely not happy. You park the car to the side first, I want to chat with you first. Selina rolled her eyes at Su Yu. Are you a blood slave being too arrogant? She had to pull over to the side of the road. Su Yu finally got up. It's been a long night. It seems like there won't be any cars passing by on such a rainy night. Let's talk in detail. The next morning, Selina drove to the outskirts of Budapest. She pinched Su Yu. It's all you. I used to be very efficient. It's like now, driving a car for 300 kilometers overnight. Su Yu laughed. You did drive all night. Selina. Natalie is right, you are an idiot. Boom. When the two were flirting, a big tree by the road fell directly on the road, blocking the road. Selina, an emergency brake. Su Yu frowned. It seems that we have encountered a robbery, let's go out and have a look. The two got out of the car. More than 20 people rushed out from both sides of the road, and the small crossbow pistol was aimed at them. Daddario and Lois came out. Selina, surrender now and we won't kill you. Daddario looked at Selina with cold eyes. Lois laughed weirdly, but his tone was quite jealous. Chat, Selina, the iceberg beauty, also has spring, and it took a whole night to drive from Vienna to Budapest. Selina straightens her messy hair. Su Yu shrugged. The mountain road is rugged and the peaks are stacked, so it's normal to get lost. Selina, Daddario can't calm down anymore. She and Selina are old rivals. I didn't expect that this guy is a blood clan hunter, but he actually went to raise Shaunadog. Sure enough, men only slow down the speed at which we draw our swords. Daddario stared at Su Yu. Well, he's handsome, but so what? Su Yu smiled slightly. Beauty, your eyes are very beautiful, very like that husky. Selina pinched Su Yu hard. She is the enemy. Daddario. A blood slave dares to flirt with me. Or is it the connotation of me? Lois can't take it anymore. This is the girl she ordered. It's too bad to take refuge in Blood Clan as a blood slave. How dare you smack our knights? Su Yu shrugged. Don't get excited, I'm just complimenting her. Daddario snorted. Unfortunately, I don't know you, and I persuade your concubine to surrender, otherwise both of you will be beaten into a sieve. Su Yu shook her head. You holy see do things by unscrupulous means. I am a person who lives in the sun. Kill innocent people indiscriminately. Lois points a gun at Su Yu. You heretic, you don't believe in God at first sight, you are still the blood slave of Blood Clan, I will arrest you, interrogate all your secrets, and then burn you to death. Su Yu looked at Lois, activated psychotoxin and hypnotic ability. What about you? What's the secret? Lois was obviously stunned, his eyes blurred. I am the illegitimate child of a cardinal, and I aborted 4 daughters. Su Yu nodded. Then you're scumbag, what secrets do you have? Lois' eyes fierce. I still want to chase Daddario, but she doesn't care, she can be so arrogant when she looks beautiful. I have already bought the medicine, and I'm going to give it to her, hee. Daddario, she didn't expect Lois to be so shameless. Su Yu continued, if you do, she will kill you. Lois snorted. It's not necessary to become my woman, I'm also very violent after taking medicine. Daddario couldn't hold back and slapped Lois in the face. Lois almost woke up. Su Yu quickly strengthened his mental strength to stabilize him. Your nasolabial folds are festering, and you have an unclean disease. Lois scratched his itch with a pained expression on his face. I have syphilis and gonorrhea. Nowhere to go to seek medical attention. Su Yu glanced at Daddario. Syphilis can be airborne, be careful within 1 meter. Shocked and jumped 3 meters directly. She was immediately annoyed. Take me astray. She remembered that she slapped Lois just now, and quickly took out the water to wash her hands. Su Yu threw a bottle of medical alcohol in the past. Use this. Thanks. Daddario hurriedly thanked him, and suddenly thought, why is it so harmonious, everyone is in a state of hostility. Selina found her way back. Hee, the Holy See is really a place of filth. This kind of person can also join the knights. Daddario, you're not sick, are you? It's scary. Daddario's face was gloomy. Selina, when did you become a mouthpiece? Single quote. Lois woke up at this time, and he looked around blankly. What happened? It turned out that the people around looked at him in fear for a while, and the distance from him was also pulled a little far. Well-meaning Su Yu explained. You just said you were going to drug the female knight, and you said you had syphilis, and you were an honest child. Lois. He was furious. Wizard. He pulled out his cross sword and slashed at Su Yu frantically. Su Yu stepped out in one step, kicked him more than 10 meters away, hit a big tree and stopped, foaming at the mouth and fainting. Everyone was surprised. This blood slave is so brave. Although Lois has a low character, his fighting and strength are still very good. Selina directly knocked down a few people with a flurry of bullets. Daddario drew out his cross sword, kicked his right foot, and flew towards Selina. Selina ran out of bullets, and drew out a short sword to fight with her. Everyone else was staring at Su Yu, and bows, firearms, and long swords were recruiting roar. Su Yu shrugged. I'm a blood slave, what about you? With a wave of his hand, the crowd around him hugged their heads and screamed, and their weapons were thrown on the ground. Daddario was taken aback. This is not a blood slave, this is the backer that Selina is looking for. Clang. Selina took advantage of Daddario's absence, and made a fierce attack to gain the upper hand. Daddario suddenly shouted. The cross sword glowed with white light, and the strength increased greatly, knocking Selina back. Selina retreats to Su Yu's side. I'm hurt, give me some inspiration. Su Yu shook his head. It's time for Selina to touch porcelain and cheat blood. He shoved his fingers into Selina's mouth. Reward you for a good drive last night. Daddario shouted loudly and came towards this side. Dirty deal. Hook men and women and die. Su Yu pointed with the other hand, and his mental power violently attacked Daddario. I am your father. Daddario was obviously taken aback and muttered. Dad, well, dear daughter, didn't your mother tell you about me? Su Yu smiled slightly. Selina was speechless. You scumbag. A white gem around Daddario's neck glowed, saving her from the hallucination. She blushed. Blood slave, actually taking advantage of me. Su Yu shrugged. After all, you can actually call me a little uncle. It's taking advantage of me. Daddario charged towards Su Yu and swept his sword across. Su Yu took a first look at the jumping headlights. After that, he pulled Selina back, avoiding the sword. His right hand suddenly stretched out, grabbed Daddario's hand, and threw her out. Daddario rolled a few times on the ground before standing up in embarrassment. She turned her head and saw that there were still 2 figures of Su Yu. Blood slave, I won't let you go. Su Yu took Selina to a faraway place. Selina's eyes widened. Su, you took me a few steps just now, why did you walk so far all of a sudden? It's called shrinking into an inch. It's a spell. When your mental strength is high, I will teach you when you have served me well. Selina pouted. Your conscience doesn't hurt. Although I have no experience, I have tried my best to serve you. Su Yu shook his head. You still have a long way to go. Learn more from Harley, she's an interesting soul. Selina sighed. Why am I so depraved now? The environment in Gotham is really bad. Beauty, You are thirsty for blood, don't depend on the environment, don't be too simple in the folk customs there. Selena rolled her eyes. Okay, then we're going to Blood Clan's castle, you play my blood slave honestly, they don't dare to do anything to you. Su Yu wrapped Selena's waist. I was originally your blood slave, how could you play it? Blood Clan Castle. Many of the blood clans here are low-level blood clans, who hide in the castle during the day and drink blood for fun, and only run out to hang out at night. Bang! Selena pushed open the door and walked in with Su Yu. Several low-level blood clans in the lobby screamed and hid in the shadows. Selena is back. Wow, who's that guy behind her? It smells so good. So handsome. The immersive female warrior has also changed. Selena looked around. This is my blood slave, only I can drink his blood. Whoever dares to touch him, I will kill whoever. Su Yu shrugged. So, stop drooling, it's so unsightly for Hada to fall. The vampires are furious, this blood slave is so arrogant. Furious, they didn't dare to do anything to Su Yu. Selena's status was second only to those of Victor's elders, not much worse than Craven. Selena brings Su Yu to the room. You rest here, I'll find someone else. Su Yu nodded. Go back quickly, wait for you to warm the bed. Selena. She soon goes to the weapon production department to discuss the UV bullets of the Wolf clan. Su Yu was bored and took out his mobile phone to play. Hey, the system is already connected to the food delivery system here. There are still orders, must grab it. Su Yu opened the window and jumped down, took out the bad motorcycle, and rushed out. A cathedral south of Budapest. Daddario was still sulking there. That blood slave is too much, the next time I meet him, I must purify him. Boom, 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 the balcony windows were knocked. Daddario was startled, holding the cross sword in his hand. Who, beauty, your takeout is here, it's local delicacies, cabbage pie, hash browns and sausage. Daddario was speechless. She did order the takeaway, but does it require climbing the balcony? Moreover, this voice is a bit familiar, and when I hear it, I want to punch it. Su Yu pushed open the window and jumped in, takeaway in hand. Hurry up and eat it while it's hot, although I'm not familiar with the road, it didn't take much time. Daddario Meng circled, drew his long sword and pointed at Su Yu. You, aren't you Selena's blood slave? Want to poison me? Su Yu shrugged. Blood slaves also have to live, in fact, I'm still a full-time delivery boy. Daddario overflows with compassion. You were sucked by Blood Clan, and you still have to come out to run takeout. What a pity. Su Yu put the takeaway on the table. Who said no? Selena often bullies me with a sore back, do you want to know the details? 5. Daddario was startled, looked at Su Yu's smile, and became angry again. I was almost deceived by you. He even said it was my father. Hey, sweet girl. Su Yu picked up again. Daddario can endure this. The long sword flashed white light and slashed towards Su Yu. Su Yu came behind her with a shovel, hugged her with both hands, and controlled her. Let me go. Zhao's Leo struggled desperately, twisted. Su Yu exclaimed, don't move, or something will happen. Daddario was frightened and stayed there blankly. Su Yu continued, your real name is Annabeth, isn't your mother Athena? Daddario was stunned. No, I was raised by the church, my name is Daddario. Su Yu is speechless. You, a Greek demigod, actually became the little leader of the church knights. It's really outrageous. Zeus's coffin board can't be held down, if he has already hung up. Whether Zeus is dead or not, Su Yu really doesn't know, after all, the Norse god Odin is alive and well. Daddario murmured, I often have a subtle feeling that someone very familiar is talking to me. Su Yu let her go. That's it. Daddario took the opportunity to hit him with an elbow. Why are you sorry for my mother? Su Yu hugged her again. Don't get excited, I'm joking. I don't know your mother at all. I know your little aunt at most. Disgusting joke, don't let me go, I'm going to shout. Su Yu looked at Daddario with a blushing face and started playing again. Don't, no one will come to save you if you shout out of your throat. Daddario's skin is very white, can be broken by blowing bullets, and his body is excellent, everyone understands it, but his personality is still very stubborn, like a stubborn rouge horse. Boom, the door was kicked open. Lois rushed in with a few knights in white, bursting with positive energy. Dirty blood slave, let go of her. He also did not expect that he would have a day when a hero saves beauty. Su Yu glanced at him. Syphilis cured, or is the rib not hurting enough? Thinking of Su Yu's bravery, Lois couldn't help but hesitate, his ribs were still aching. Don't mess around, this is a church, God won't let you go. Su Yu holds Daddario's snow-white swan neck in her hand. It's delicious, I want to take a bite. Daddario, kindly, reminded. You're just a blood slave, not a blood clan, you don't need blood suckers. Well, thank you for your reminder, I can't repay it, I can only. Su Yu poses to gnaw at her. Daddario was afraid. Don't touch me, what do you want? Just say it. Su Yu shrugged. Don't you understand the hard work of the takeaways? So far, there is no praise. Daddario, you didn't say it. She quickly grabbed her phone and gave Su Yu a 5-star review. That's all right. Su Yu took a bite of her cheek. These azure blue eyes attract me more than your figure and appearance, goodbye. He pushed Daddario away, rushed out of the balcony, and jumped down. Here is a 6-story building, he's dying. A soldier knight rushed out of the balcony and looked down, and there was no figure of Su Yu. Daddario rubbed his neck, there was already a red spot on it. Lois feels good about himself. He walks towards Daddario and presses his hand on her neck involuntarily. Are you hurt? Let me see. When Daddario saw him, he thought of syphilis and jumped away. I'm fine, thank you. Lois turned his head, his eyes gleaming fiercely. Then you have a good rest, call when you are in danger, and I will give you something for you. How dare Daddario eat his food? This man said to his face that he was going to give me medicine. She didn't dare to eat the food Su Yu gave her. I can't even eat here. Becca. Daddario Gu Ying felt sorry for himself. Su Yu has returned to Selena's room. Ding, the host has been praised by Daddario, the completion rate is 65%, and the reward, blessing, high yield. Blessing technique high yield, high probability to make crops and animals prolific. Su Yu bullied Daddario and actually got the ability of her mother Athena, but what do I want this blessing? High yield, no wonder the figure is so good. Selena walked into the room angrily and saw Su Yu. Hey, where did you go just now? Say it, you may not believe it, I delivered a takeaway and earned a good review. Su Yu sat lazily on the chair. A little tired legs. Selena walked over a few steps and tapped Su Yu's leg. Are you satisfied with the service? Su Yu squinted. The technique is average, oh my, the strength is quite strong. Selena's teeth were itchy, and the little tiger teeth were exposed. Selena, how about you wear this to the party later? Another Blood Clan girl, Emily, walked in with a black slip dress. How is this strength? Su Yu pressed Selena's shoulders and neck. Emily glanced at Su Yu and said enviously, Selena, where did you find such a superb blood slave? Looks and body are perfect, smells like blood, woohoo, I really want to take a sip. Selena waved to Su Yu. Okay, you step aside first. Su Yu gave her a sideways look, meaning, wait to torture you. Selena pulled down her leather jacket. I'm wearing this very well, your suspenders are too revealing. Emily sighed, but Craven wants you to dress like that. Su Yu looked at Selena, a little unhappy. Selena is on fire. What did Emily say? Craven has nothing to do with me at all, and he can't control me. Emily clearly felt that Selena was afraid of misunderstanding by the blood slave brother in front of her. Craven rushed in, glaring at Su Yu with envy and hatred. Selena, who allowed you to bring this human to my castle? Selena pouted. It looks like Victor's castle. Craven snorted. In short, he may be a spy for the church and must be killed. Su Yu smiled. Kill or not, should you ask my opinion? Craven was furious, his fangs were exposed, and he was about to come and bite Su Yu. Selena took out the gun directly at Craven. Now, get out of my room. Craven seems to be greatly insulted. He liked Selena for hundreds of years, but never got favor. Fine, fine, when Marcus wakes up, I'll show him what the best female fighter in Blood Clan has become. Su Yu laughed. Is there a possibility that she doesn't want Blood Clan to die as an interim leader? What else can Craven say? Boom. Selena shot straight to the ceiling. HMPH, you are fine. Craven angrily turned and left. Su Yu said to the embarrassed Emily. Leave that suspender dress, I'll wait for the master to wear it. Emily smiled ambiguous, she really wanted a blood slave like this. Selena, there must be a lot of people talking about it outside. Su Yu went and closed the door. It's so boring, should we do something now? Selena rolled his eyes at him, took off her leather jacket and trousers, and put on a black suspender skirt. Pure looks, snow-white skin, delicate collarbone, coupled with a cool temperament. Su Yu made Selena kneel and sing Conquer on the spot. Selena curled up in Su Yu's arms like a cat. I'm going to the Blood Clan party later, I have to show my face. But people don't want to move. Su Yu patted her beautiful back. Go and come back quickly, you Blood Clan have so many things. No way, Marcus is going to wake up, Elder Amelia is coming over. Selena got up to put on a dress, Su Yu frowned. What? Quickly put on your leather jacket and leather pants. Selena is puzzled. Su Yu nodded her head. You don't understand the psychology of men too much. Men want other women's women to wear less, and their own women can't wait to put a military coat on her. Selena covered her mouth and chuckled. Looks like you still care about me. Selena withdrew. Su Yu picked up the phone again and grabbed an order. Daddario, this little girl's salary is quite high, and she ordered the same takeout again. Su Yu grabbed it directly and jumped out of the window again. Not long after he left, that Emily sneaked in. Selena's man, you must try it. Hey, it's gone. Why is my luck so bad? Daddario touched his shriveled belly with a look of resentment. I won't starve to death in Budapest. She now looks at everyone and thinks they will poison herself. Take away brother, it's making me miserable. Boom, boom, boom. There was another polite knock on the balcony. Daddario has an ominous feeling. Really? Su Yu came in with takeout. Beauty, your takeout has arrived, are you happy? 5. Daddario screamed, it's you again. Are blood slaves so idle? You're the only one delivering food in Budapest. Su Yu looked at Daddario, who had turned into a bad guy, and shrugged. Actually, you really don't need to be so afraid of me. We are really relatives. One of my girlfriends is Diana, the daughter of Zeus. Diana, from Paradise Island. Daddario was a little puzzled. Impossible, you fool me again, you are a blood slave, how could Diana like you? Su Yu sat down and had takeout. Well, this cake is very good. Daddario secretly swallowed and glared at him. HMPH, don't try to trick me into eating, I don't know what men think. Su Yu turned on her phone and sent Diana a video. Dear, did you miss me? Diana rolled his eyes at him. What, are you going to flip my sign today? Daddario. Are all blood slaves so wild now? How dare anyone out there? Su Yu laughed. Don't drive around, let me introduce you to someone. He pointed the video to Daddario. This is the demigod daughter of Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Daddario, do you recognize relatives? Daddario looked at the screen suspiciously. Are you really Wonder Woman Diana? Seems a bit like. Diana shrugged. It doesn't seem like it's any good to pretend to be yourself. The two chatted for a few minutes. Daddario was still a little confused. Diana reminded her, be careful of the takeaway delivery man, he accidentally got his way. Daddario felt the same way. This takeaway boy is very bad. Immediately I fell in love with this auntie. She immediately said. Then why didn't you break up with him? Diana, that's what makes him scary. Daddario, Diana said again, although I don't know Athena, she is one of the 3 famous virgin gods in Greece. Your biological mother may be someone else, but she should be closely related. Daddario is even more confused. She hung up the video, with a dull look on her face. It's so hard. Who is my mother? Su Yu finished taking out. I haven't eaten for a day, and I'm finally full. Please give me a good review. Daddario touched his belly, his eyes were spitting fire. I followed you yesterday and still haven't eaten. After eating my takeout, you still want me to give a good review. It's too bullying. Su Yu glanced at her heart. You have considerable fat reserves, you haven't eaten for a day or two, it's nothing. Daddario held his sword in both hands and shouted loudly. If you don't leave, I'm welcome. Su Yu just got up. Lois came again, this time with a gun. You climbed the goddess balcony again. Su no nonsense, a finger. Fear. Lois hugged his head and screamed. No, how did syphilis grow on the face? I have no money, don't ask me for alimony. Daddario's blood was taken by the delivery boy. Daddario. She kicked Lois out with one kick and looked back at Su coldly. Give a good review and I'll leave, you can't beat me. Su shrugged, looking like a rogue. Daddario took out his phone and gave Su a 5-star praise, but before he started scolding, he found that Su had disappeared. Oh, man, so realistic. She's on fire. It's a big deal, I don't order takeout, just go out to eat. Su has returned to the castle, Selena has returned. Where have you been? Definitely delivered a takeaway. You and Natalie's wages are so fast that I can't breathe. Daddario's praise just now gave Su +3 blood bonus, which is not bad. Selena was speechless. I really can't take another pay cut. You're not going to give Daddario another takeaway, are you? Guess right. Selena suddenly sympathized with her old rival. Is she about to be broken? Has she collapsed? Looks like it's almost there. What did Selena remember? Let's go, accompany me on a trip. I found out who the Wolf clan is tracking. It turns out that he lives in the south of Budapest. The two drove out of the castle. When Craven got the news, he was furious. I have given an order, and she is not allowed to go out, and she is also carrying a blood slave. Anger and jealousy made him lose his mind, and ran to the corner to call the Wolf King Lucian to tell him all about it. A dilapidated apartment building. Michael's address. Selena kicked the door open and walked in. Su nodded. A girl with long legs will never use her hands where she can use her legs. The two walked in, an ordinary room with very little furniture. Selena flipped around casually, nothing special. Why are the werewolves tracking this man? Su looked out the window. This Michael is also a poor man, originally an ordinary person, living the life of an ordinary person. However, because of the bloodlines of werewolves and vampires, the blood can also make the werewolves stronger, and they have been chased and killed since then, and they were finally drained to death. The sound of the elevator opening came. Su knew that Michael had come home. But there were also many heavy footsteps upstairs and downstairs. It was a werewolf. Selena also heard. She quickly drew the gun in her hand. Su, be careful. Su nodded and walked out. Michael just walked to the door. Who are you? When he saw Selena, he recognized the girl who was shot at the subway station yesterday. Save your people. Su pointed his hand. Michael fainted directly to the ground, and there were many ancient memories in his mind. Bang, bang. The ceiling was smashed, and several werewolves rushed towards this side with Hadazi. Selena doesn't have hesitation. Just lift the gun and shoot. There were too many werewolves, both left and right, with rough skin and thick flesh. She was too busy. With a wave of Su's hand, under the influence of psychokinesis, the floor of the corridor, debris and wood flew up. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The 7 or 8 werewolves surrounding were all stabbed into Quill. Screaming down. The elevator opened, and the Wolf King Lucian came out. He was surprised to find that his men were half dead. Roar. He has not transformed, but his strength has surpassed that of ordinary werewolves. Selena felt Lucian's strength, lifting the gun to shoot, hit Lucian more than 10 times, still not much damage to him. No, this werewolf is very strong. Su pointed, fear spell. Although Lucian has good physical defense, his magic resistance is 0. He screamed and rolled a few times, smashed the wall, and jumped downstairs. Su jumped off the building with Michael in one hand and Selena in the other. A dozen werewolves were chasing after him. With a wave of Su's hand, those werewolves fell to the ground one after another, foaming at the mouth and screaming. Selena's eyes are shining with stars. Su, you are really a big killer, so powerful. Gao Lang, you are the goddess of Hai Lang, Su reminded her. Okay, let's get out of here first. Selena drove, Su sat in the co-pilot, and Michael was naturally thrown in the back seat. Went a long way, Selena said strangely. Who was that fierce werewolf just now? Su glanced at her. Lucian, the werewolf leader, don't you not know him? What, didn't Craven say he killed him? Selena turned pale in shock, turned the steering wheel wrong, and directly used the accelerator as the brake, and crashed into a snack bar on the side of the road with a bang. The female driver really sucks. Seeing that Selena was fine, Suyu opened the door and walked out. A disgraced woman, holding a bowl of noodles, screamed and cursed. I've come out to eat, you still don't let me go. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.